Welcome to Ticklers with Saves. I'm your host. I was going to try to make up a name for myself. I don't have a different name than I have. Jake.
You don't have any aliases?
I was trying to... I actually did have an... an alias at one point.
What's your alias?
We made up aliases in case we ever found ourselves in a Magic Mike situation.
Wait, did you do the call sign thing for Top Gun?
No.
Oh.
It was Buff Steelflex.
Buff Steel Flex.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Shit.
You're also the Badger.
Well, that's totally different.
That's a different
And
thing.
Also,
White
your
Lightning?
old league name.
White Lightning was a basketball nickname I had.
I knew that
Your
one.
old league nickname.
What was that?
Taintus the Humble. I tried to sound like a wizard, and the guy that introduced me to D&D's name was Scrotok. So I said Taintus the Humble.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway,
What's going on in there?
all sorts of things. Did you guys? This is why I'm a good DM. Do you guys have any nicknames? Do you have a nickname?
I don't want to talk about my nicknames.
Okay.
They're embarrassing.
I thought that was what you liked about them.
No, No, I'm not talking about kinky stuff. I'm talking about nicknames from like my parents and my
Oh.
older sister.
Punchki.
Weenie.
Weenie's cute. What the
That's
fuck?
like a normal one.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom calls me Pookie.
See, I already know someone. It's funny because I had a friend who, his wife called him Pookie. So, like,
Oh, that was past tense. They're no
Yeah?
longer together because she
no,
called him
they're
Pookie.
probably still married. I don't know.
Rough. Well,
None.
Okay.
You have any nicknames?
None that are fun.
Your nickname
I used
more
to
of a dead
I
name
used
at
to
this
have a
point.
nickname.
More of a
that's
dead
sort of a
name.
dead nickname.
Sort
now.
of one, yeah.
Nothing else.
We need to get you a new nickname.
I'd rather not. I picked out the new one very carefully.
Spent a lot of time.
I spent
on
a
it.
lot of time legally changing it. I'd prefer it to be that.
Okay.
We already called
I
him
was
his nickname.
Hemorrhoid.
Hemorrhoid?
Wait, what?
Randall Lloyd Hemorrhoid.
Why?
Is that a bully nickname or a nickname?
your
My mom was a
parents
nurse.
bully
Oh, everyone bullied me.
Mom?
Everyone bullied me.
Oh no!
Yeah. Why do you think I'm this fucked up?
Okay.
Well,
Well, there we go.
we got there.
Hemorrhoid? That's
Yeah.
it? That's the only nickname you've ever been given?
Unless you count Randy.
Or Doc?
I guess.
that
That's
really
sort of a
I
nickname.
mean, like,
No,
Alex
we
is
call him
technically a
Randy.
nickname.
Fuck that. Jake isn't a nickname.
Jake is a nickname.
It's like a
Uh,
nickname
oh.
in the same way that, Alex is a nickname. It's not.
Wait, all three of you use shortened versions of your legal names.
Who wants to call me
wants to
Jacob?
call
Are
me
we
Alexander?
Mormon?
That's
Are we
kind of
trying
vague.
to...
Like, that's
Not a
badass.
fucking warrior.
Yeah.
A guy who smokes weed and plays video games.
Hello.
Alex is
modern
way
day
more
warrior.
Yeah,
fitting.
but okay, there's also a robot in Final Fantasy called Alexander that's really cool, so...
Does he smoke weed and play video games?
I don't know, he probably would. He could make time stop,
That's pretty cool.
so...
I'll consider it.
And that's what we're trying to do when we smoke weed. Make
Exactly.
time
Time
stop.
travel. I feel like I'm time traveling when I'm high.
Okay.
When I'm high enough.
Forward, slowly.
No.
It's not
Yeah,
really
regular
time.
speed.
No, like everything's slowed
When I
down.
was an early budding stoner, no pun intended, I remember feeling much more time wonkiness than I do as a seasoned vet.
Oh, okay, you're just...
I've been there
you're
before,
too
you
much
know.
of a stoner now.
not my
I'm
first
pretty
rodeo.
sure I'm too much of a stoner, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so welcome to the D&D. I'm excited for this because it's my favorite thing we do. So, is there anything we have to talk about before we do any of that stuff?
Do you
Is
have
there?
an ad?
Do we have an ad? I forgot.
I asked you earlier because I
Yeah.
couldn't remember if we said anything, so I
Yeah.
don't have anything prepared.
That's okay. So, is there anything we want to talk about? Is there any news that's come up that maybe we need to advocate for anything? Or no, I think everything's fine.
No
You know what I
current
think?
events. we
Pretty
should
stable
touch on.
right now.
Yeah, you know what I think? You know what I think the world needs right now? A few more guillotines.
A few?
A few less cops.
But mostly what it needs is escapism.
All right.
You're off the hook.
Woo!
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything this morning. Last we told our tale. The four of you had entered St. Benedict's orphanage for wayward boys, a place of evil and darkness, in search of Holland, a lost pet that you had accidentally released from the nearby cliff gardens. This monstrous frog-like creature that feeds on black shadow and evil itself, named Holland. Whereabouts were unknown, so you followed the signs and searched this place for him. There you encountered the angered spirits, maybe, of this place. Animated dolls that look like schoolboys that pitter-patter across the warped wooden floors. A dining hall where the echoes of trauma stained the very psychic energies of this place. A schoolroom with a mountain of desks and chairs. A communal shower where the boys were given the hose if they were unclean. Eventually, these rooms and their stories unfolded and bestowed to you 2 keys, allowing you to unlock the upper floor, where you found the bunk rooms, each neatly made and accompanied by their ever-vigilant doll, dozens of eyes staring at you. The last room that was unlocked, the headmaster's chambers, are where the true horrors of this place were held, as you found the headmaster himself, his darkness, being swallowed up by Holland, the shadow creature from a faraway place. Connected to sickening devices that seemed to keep him alive, that was until Isaac rendered the man but a master, headless, and given a merciful end. Returning Holland back within the far more secure confines of the Cliff Gardens, but not before he tried wandering further south into the city. Where was he headed? Who's to tell? Having held up your end, Dr. Patty Spade tried multiple times to get away without further interaction, but you held her there with your steel wits and incessant line of questioning. She sent you off with, basically, if you want to see her again, you need to bring her something from a delve that's worth her time. Upon reaching 84 Bay Ridge, Isaac locked himself in the basement. And we begin, unless anyone has anything to do that night, the morning after that, as the day greets you, the light of the city, or the light from the sun fills the city, rather, cascading over the rooftops, and finally reaching all of you down Chipside. The first of you to awake is?
Probably me.
Probably you. So, you get up and do your normal routine. Does anybody want to do anything in the interim until whenever he comes up? Anything in the morning that you'd like to accomplish?
Try to keep tea warm for him, but I don't know when he's gonna be done. So I'll try to knock on the door
Okay.
if I get any response.
Okay. You knock on the door. You hear from the top a slight clink to the knuckles. You assume it's
Definitely fell asleep, passed out at the desk.
okay. So you hear nothing. You hear absolutely nothing.
And it's locked. So, yep.
So you hear off in the corner, up in the rafters on the hammock, the low, gentle hum of ink breathing alongside a more gelatinous entity as Mr. Buttons has encroached ever closer, making his way into the nestled foot crook as you
Ink, without realizing it, is kind of cradling.
The cats have found.
Okay. After I wake up, probably lay in bed for like 10, 15 minutes and then get out, get dressed, and I'm going to flip over my mattress
Okay.
and cut it open with my knife to make a little pocket.
Okay, is this
Am I
subtle
sup-
or is
are you-
no? Okay, so this is great. So this is happening. You're grabbing tea or whatever you do in the morning. You're still
I'm fat. I stop and dead in my
trying to
tracks.
fight the light that has invaded your sleep, and sort of doing that thing where you hold it over. You guys it's a late night. You don't sleep as much or at
I don't
all.
sleep.
So well, you had a long rest, but yeah, you are past that and into your dawdling hours, and you suddenly hear that rip sound of fabric, and you can hear like metal against a little bit of wood in this like the way the mattress.
I'm gonna peek around and watch this.
Peek around and watch this, and just so I know, you're shoved away in like the corner of this place near the crates. You've sort of made like a
made like
impromptu
a
walls
sort
and
of
stuff.
wall.
Almost
Okay,
a
yeah,
bedroom.
that's what I
Yeah.
thought. Okay. Okay, so you both look kind of from your cot, roll over, and you just look from wherever you're standing, probably near where the trap door is, so
Yeah.
across the room. And you look over, and he's flipped over the bed.
And then once it's open, I'm going to just pocket the rest of the opium away in there. And then flip the mattress back over.
Roll a sleight of hand check, and then if either of you are actually trying to look at anything, you roll perception.
Yeah.
19.
Hey, I actually 14.
3.
Okay. So you don't see what's put in there. You see that something is put in there. And then it's flipped back over.
And then I'll head over towards the table where I assume we have
Okay. So
some breakfast.
Yeah.
over towards the
approximately stuff.
basically a
I
picnic
have like
table they
tea
push
ready
in
and
there.
stuff. Did you just rip open your mattress?
Well, I cut it, but yeah.
Why?
I've come to realize that I may be using too much of the opium, and so I'm just getting it out of there, putting it away.
Ink is gonna start coming down. Hey, question. So, if you know where the opium is, how is this going to prevent you from taking
Yes,
it?
can't you just flip the mattress back over?
I could, but it would be mildly inconvenient.
I do not know if mild inconvenience is going to stop you from partaking of an
And when you
opiate
start going through the
addiction.
withdrawals, yeah, it will. You just kind of want to lay down and die.
All right.
You look into his eyes and see, oh, he knows what he's talking about.
Why would you do something with a substance that makes you feel like you need to die?
Because it helps quiet the voices, like I said. It makes it a little more bearable, but maybe too much.
Sad piano music for the drug addicted.
Yeah, that's
This is the
weirdly
PSA
emotional.
After school
episode.
special.
Dun, 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 dun.
What if Topanga finds out?
Oh my god!
That was like my second or third celebrity crush.
Ren Stevens?
Of course.
Alex Mack?
Further down the line, yep.
Well, did you not want to like trust it to any of us or something to keep you from it?
No, it's fine where it's at.
Well, if that does not work out for you, you can always ask one of us and we would be happy to hold it for you.
Sure.
I could eat it.
You probably don't want to do that.
Never tried it.
I don't.
Can I hear this? Is this
Yeah.
out loud?
I'm
I didn't-
surprised that you would be interested in that because it's not food.
Oh. Thought it was bones.
Wait!
Why did you think
Why
it
did you
was-
think it was bones?
Bone powder.
No. It
Oh,
is-
maybe it was wishful thinking.
apparently.
Isn't
If
it
you find
made
any bone dust, love
to-
it.
You like bones too?
Of course.
No, that shouldn't be surprising.
I'm surprised that you can eat them.
Not old bones. Looks over to the cat. New bones, fresh bones, living. There's a skeleton. I guess bone dust. Is bone dust alive?
I don't
No.
think so.
Your bodies are very strange. Ooh, here's something we could do. Look inside more bodies.
True.
I don't know how they work.
Well,
They're so rigid and tasty.
Could ask
Isaac
the physician.
knows a good bit about how bodies work.
Yes, but he's died in the cellar.
He's not dead.
Are we sure
Oh.
about that?
I hope not.
Well, if he is, can I have his body? Unless he's too old. But if he's still fresh, like a little warm, perfect.
I don't know about that one.
Fine.
When is the last time Mistress ate?
Last night,
Oh,
We
okay.
have the Hydra meat.
Okay.
Hydra meat.
Just particularly sounds peckish this morning. Lots of talk of bones and eating.
It's been a
and
bit since we've had something
fresh.
wriggle.
Okay.
Well, we tried, but the strange... I tried to grab onto it, but strange fungus didn't taste very good. Went right off it. Sorry.
The last thing was that rat. So,
Would have liked that bucket of lizards.
but they were dead.
If they were alive.
Oh, I see.
Or if they were recently dead. Very recently
Wait,
dead.
no,
Clean
you
up.
did get an arm on the way.
What is it? Doesn't have any of the jellies!
Do you like the organs?
Mm.
I see.
The squishy parts. Yes.
Like the visceral.
It's a
The
texture
viscera?
thing.
That's disgusting.
There's probably more nutrients in them than just the meat and bones.
I guess I'm.
Ooh. Double bones.
What?
More texture.
So
Well, you make a lot of boneless stuff. So the extra bones must go somewhere. Give me double bones.
He made
Oh,
this
you just
high
two
tweet
bones.
the other night, and then it's double boneless wings.
Double bone-in wings.
Yeah,
Like they
double
take- they
bone
take-
in
They take
Oh.
extra bones.
extra bones.
That feels like extra pulp orange juice to me.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Bro, that's the best.
There's a
No,
market.
no. You like the extra pulp orange juice? That's
Give me as
disgusting.
much pulp as
Eat a
possible.
orange.
Why do
fuck.
you like pulp?
Yeah, bro, it's the best.
Oh, I can't be
Give me
a friend
spoonfuls
anymore.
of pulp.
Yeah, bro, that extra
Orange
pulp
zest.
Oh,
works.
that's so
Zesties.
disgusting.
fucking
What
fine.
the
I
fuck?
like a little.
Yeah.
I've never had extra
You don't
pulp.
deserve human rights.
That's
I,
fine.
I think I fuck with pulp. I'll have to try some extra pulpies.
Ew.
No,
I
don't
I like
do it.
extra
It's-
crunchy
Ew.
peanut butter too.
It's a different thing.
That's different.
Peanut butter is a solid with crunchies. A liquid does not deserve
yeah,
texture.
bone-in peanut butter is
Liquids-
my favorite.
No, liquid,
It's just parts of the orange. I don't
it's a
understand.
liquid. I don't want solids in my liquids.
I agree.
Have you ever
What about
eaten an
boba?
orange?
What about boba? Yeah.
I don't eat oranges.
Or,
I don't like
I've had
McFlurries.
boba once. They're okay, but I just kind of like.
McFlurry ice
Swallow
cream is solid enough to have pieces in it that it doesn't feel
guess.
gross.
You're supposed to
yeah.
pop them.
That's gross.
What? Did you swallow them whole?
You're supposed to pop
Like
them. They have
pills?
flavors in
What
them.
the fuck?
What?
Okay.
Wait,
They're not medicine.
I didn't
what?
say they're medicine.
Wait, I missed
Flavors
it.
of
What?
She swallows boba like pills without popping them.
Oh, they're like tapioca, aren't they?
No,
Like-
no. We're getting off track.
Oh god, not the aloe vera drinks.
The
With
bones.
leaves.
Anyway, so you have a conversation about what she likes about
Yeah, the
bones.
bones.
The bones.
You have that conversation, and after a little bit, Isaac, you wake up after completing your long rest. You guys were hurt, so this is a long rest. So you get. At this point, you're back to full hit dice because we're only level 2. But you don't get a extended a full rest.
We don't get the
That's what we call it,
temporary
extended
hit
rest.
point.
You don't get
thing.
the temporary hit point thing
Wait, none of us do?
because you are healing. You haven't healed fully from the last days because you were just doing them. So
Okay.
next long rest you will. Once you go to rest without doing anything after achieving a long rest, then you can get a full rest
Okay.
if you are in a safe place. So you wake up and you have all the stuff around, however it looks, and you arise from your crypt.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens when you do so?
Just go upstairs and sit at the table.
Go
I
upstairs.
immediately place a cup of
And
tea in
it's-
front of him.
What do you look like?
What do I look like? I
Is your
slept
hair, like-
outside.
Okay.
My shirt's like untucked halfway, and there's no jacket, and there's no tie, and it's just I'm just.
Brother.
And a big pink depression mark here from being like this all night.
You look like a mess.
You look like you got your ass kicked.
I'm all right. I just need a minute.
Well, before you lock yourself away again, please eat and change your clothes and brush your hair.
Okay.
Is he? Grab a sip of the tea. Start to wake up. So, the morning comes to you. You can sit and talk about what you want to do. You can start going and doing your individual things in between. What do you guys want to do?
So how's your research?
It's going. It's going to take a while. Haven't really done a whole lot yet. Don't want to waste the stuff, so it's gonna be right.
How long is it going to take?
Oh, probably a couple of days at least, maybe a week. Not sure.
We should be getting a letter back, hopefully, from Reverend Gill, and if not, we'll have to leave soon.
How long are we going to wait?
In this time frame right now, you're assuming he's waiting for your arrival. And then if you were to wait longer, then you would expect a letter.
Okay,
Oh,
Because of the way you phrased your letter.
okay.
So if you leave tonight, tomorrow, for a host, that'd be expected.
So, are we going to leave now?
Hey, could we do it maybe either tonight or tomorrow morning? I have a few things I need to do.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, morning's probably better. Gives me-
Also, I was hoping you could try and help me with my medical issue.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
I'm concerned about it getting worse before we go and deal with other things, and I do not want to,
Forgot about that. Does my healer's kit have everything I would need, or would I have to get some stuff on top of that?
You could take some time to investigate it properly
Yeah, I
in
would
here
like
instead
to.
of like in the field.
Mm.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a medicine check. We'll say with advantage since you're at home. And you have all of your tools and stuff that you wouldn't normally take traveling.
We're gonna just drop one of these
Sure.
just in case, because it's a new day.
And you have boils. Yep.
Okay, so
I think it was rat
One
pox
big-
or
Rat pox,
something.
Yeah.
plus 18.
Okay, so yeah, it is rat pox. It goes through varying stages. Right now, the stage is the ucky gross part. What you don't want it to do is go away by itself. If it goes away by itself, it becomes dormant and will be activated anytime you're around rats.
Oh boy.
although, kind of a useful early warning system.
You could become Sting.
I was gonna say sting,
You
but
become
for rats.
the group's Sting, but for rats. It's just Frodo's blue sword if you're not aware. And it goes off when orcs are nearby. So you could keep that as a warning sign that rats are nearby.
My rat
Or,
bump is tingling.
or you hear bump. At that point, it'll be bumps. Or what you can do is basically treat it with rudimentary medicinal, like what would essentially be antibiotic ointments or imbibements, whatever. There's many different options. It's not a very specific disease that needs like. If you wanted to take the antibiotic approach, you just have to use a charge of the healer's kit every day for 3 consecutive days. And basically it would just use some of those. Otherwise you could lance them all individually and make a medicine check and try to get rid of it fast. And just try to drain the juice. But you have to do a good job. If you miss one.
Yeah.
So
I'm really glad I kept.
So you can do it right. You can do it right now over the course of the next hour with a medicine check, or you can just one charge the healer's kit every day for 3 days.
It's up to you.
I'm told these
body.
2 options.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you have to lance these.
You could also do both,
so
which would be a little overkill. But
Yes.
I'm basically asking him, but I'm asking you mechanically. How difficult is this as a procedure? Like, is
it
this
is
something that
it is a normal thing, and surprisingly, of the thing you didn't finish school, you've done this, so you get your proficiency bonus and stuff. But I mean, it's still not 100% a thing.
Let's try for lancing them.
All right.
So you have
Your
to-
choice.
You're rested enough now, right?
So-
You're good.
Yeah, I'll probably be fine.
So here's what's gonna happen.
Mr. Lazarus, you might want to stand back.
They're not going to squirt everywhere as you sit down. What has to happen is an inspection, either by yourself or by your physician, or both. If you both like to look, depends on how you want to do that, and then that will determine a possible modifier on your thing to help against the DC.
What specifically are we looking for? Just
The
all
DC of this
different-
is 12.
Okay.
Because you actually know how to fix this. So, it's not super hard.
Can I help nurse? Like, I'm
I
here
mean, this
to-
isn't
I don't know if
surgery.
there's, like, a
It's
thing.
not enough for
Okay.
surgery, but you can definitely. I'll tell you what. You can make a perception check on ink. How much are you showing people? Do you give a shit? I don't know
I
what
don't
your
care.
modesty
It's a medical thing, and I'm covered in fur, so it's
is.
not
Okay,
like
so
a
it's
huge
different.
deal.
So she just goes like this, and she doesn't really care, and she looks normal. And two. And what are you preoccupied with?
I think she, honestly, looking at it, I'm just fascinated by how much it's like this. It's swelling and like.
Yeah, it's mostly around the bite.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be traveling much around your body. What's your perception check on yourself?
My what kind of
Or
check?
investigation check on yourself. Or perception. You can choose which one.
9?
9, okay. You also don't think it's much around, much further than that.
19.
19.
Investigation.
Okay, you find a couple like lower where it looks like she scratched and then scratched somewhere else or something. That's usually how it moves and what you assumed. So you look and you find a couple other places where, and you find this particularly interesting because you've never worked on a tabaxi that's had this issue, and if she itches, sometimes her nails can get it can actually scratch her skin a little bit deeper than you'd expect, and so actually there's a few extra places. DC's now 10.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead and roll a medicine check to try to fix this. It takes an hour.
I'm wondering
every
what
morning.
ink's insides look like.
17.
17. Okay.
What do your organs look like?
That's you said that in such a disturbing way, like IRL. That was so fucked up.
An actor. You're confident that over the course of this hour, you have taken care of the boils. They didn't get gestate to the point where they became a problem, but you don't take any damage because you did a really good job, and it was otherwise just a little uncomfortable.
Okay.
The only gross thing about it, and as you drain it, you go, ooh, you hear a noise. You're pretty sure that the big one near the bite, like that skin's deflated and it's just gonna die. There's gonna be like a bald spot there, like a boil, like a blister that you take the skin off of,
Yeah,
and
the
it's like
skin's
this
gonna
big.
Heal up, because it's gonna heal
And
underneath.
so it's gonna be under the neckline of your thing, but
Yeah.
like,
But at least it's gone.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
I don't know. I don't know if this is a rude question. Why did you not finish medical school? You seem pretty good at this.
It wasn't really my thing, honestly. I didn't really want to do it.
So you just decided that is interesting.
So is it the education part of it? Because you've been nothing but a physician in the time we've known you.
Yeah, it's kind of boring.
Okay,
It's
sure.
more fun this way.
You would like to learn by doing, not to be.
Yeah.
You could do it legally and turn a profit?
How
Make a
long that
living?
would take though?
How far into school were you?
how old is he?
Like 20,
Aren't 21?
20, 20,
Or
21.
Not far. Not far at all.
Probably 8 9 years left of school. So
Oh, so you're like,
yeah.
okay, I just let you cut my body. Great, cool. I should have asked before. Either way, thank you.
I mean, you watched
welcome.
him operate on that child.
I am aware. I understand that,
Well,
and he
it's-
did a great job. I am just that's
I've
concerning.
been doing it since I was like 9 years old.
Oh,
so
that makes it much
Been a
better.
while.
Thank you,
It's been a-
child.
At least I have experience.
Why were
father
you
was a
doing
doctor.
medical procedures at 9 years old?
No, that's a lot to unpack there.
I would certainly like to.
It was a family legacy.
Just
What about
father and
having a child?
father and. What do you mean?
Your father was
Right.
your father. He did the medicine.
Yeah, and then his father did it too. It's just a family thing.
So at 9 years old, you were
Yes.
okay. That's really weird. You know that's weird, right? Like I don't mean to be like. I get it.
That explains a lot, though.
How's it weird? I mean, I was also learning life skills that young.
Usually they do not let the children touch they don't let them operate on anyone. They don't let them wield knives. They do not let them cut into people. They do not. Honestly, medical procedures as a whole, you know, age of majority, pretty hard limit on that. Like,
It's just how we've always done it. I don't know
How
how
do
else
you
to explain it.
how do you learn any other way?
you wait until you are more developed, and then you go to school for it, and then they teach you, and you go, oh, my brain is fully developed. I am ready to cut people's bodies now, responsibly.
But
Why would you
if
want to do it while your brain is...
Exactly. If
Developing.
it was developing, wouldn't it just be better for you?
Roll me a history check.
21.
They're from the Halvian Vales. You'd heard that they were like a society that very much went in the we'll call it fantasy equivalent transhumanism.
Mm-hmm.
You know that they went in that direction post Moon Crash in response to like magic failing everybody and the horrors of that. You were not aware that it was like pushing into their youth and like getting down to like their very upbringing until now.
Okay.
It doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough about brains to dispute it.
What were you doing as children?
Fair. I guess I was robbing people so me and my
Well,
sister
how's-
could eat. I didn't cut anyone on purpose, though, for the record.
Mine.
So you were learning your profession from a young age.
Point taken.
And what about you?
Oh, I was a special case. I guess you could say I told stories then, too.
As a
But-
kid?
Yeah.
cold breeze.
What do you mean
Yeah.
you told stories?
Tried to tell everyone else about what I was seeing and hearing, but nobody believed me. They thought I was just making things up.
So you've had the voices there since you were
Oh, yeah.
little?
Just a few years old. 5, 6, maybe.
Do you remember before?
Not very well, no.
Was there any event that, like, it started yet? It's just always been there.
No, it was slow and subtle at first, and then it grew.
Interesting.
Like boiling water?
Yeah, you could say that.
The world bustles outside the warehouse. You can feel the city waking up for the day. The of the automobiles. You can hear the faraway of the different boats on the river, of the train that pulled in for the morning shipments. And you can hear the footsteps outside of the workers every single day in the morning around 7:30, somewhere in there, heading from the residential area and into the warehouse district, past the docks, then down to the industrial area. Naturally, you mostly avoid this time on the streets. About a 20-minute event. You've gotten used to it at this point, and your conversation is going. And what did you guys want to accomplish today in the city? Either alone or together or whatever.
Gonna go to the clam and shower,
Okay.
bath,
All right.
clean up, and then I'm gonna go grab a newspaper.
Okay. So we'll.
A couple
we'll-
newspapers. There's
Okay.
more than one.
Okay. And while you're getting a shower and heading to the newspaper.
I wanted to get a box of ammo, and I wanted to go replace my thieves' tools because they broke when we were in the.
Okay, we don't have to roll unless you want to.
No,
you,
it's-
do you
it's
want to meet any. Okay, so you can. The thieves' tools, you would go get with a meat log probably, for the price of them, and then you would get a dead drop, not far because they're not legal tools, right?
Yeah.
So, you would basically pay for that. You would eat a meat log. You would throw the trash away into bucket as the signal, and then someone would walk up to you and reverse pickpocket thieves' tools essential into your.
Could I get 5 gold back
Yeah.
from you? Diegetically, I do not know how that would work, but I
Yeah,
need
it's
5
not a
gold.
big deal. You probably get it from the ammo place. All right. So you. Well, I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. Leo.
Is it
Leo's.
Leo?
I believe it's Leo's.
Wait,
isn't it?
Leo's which place?
The meat log place.
Oh, the meat log.
Oh shit!
Am I making that up? It's Leo's, right? But then a Leo's Coney Dog place moved
I
in.
know.
I thought,
Yeah.
I thought,
That's
am
what
I
thought
dumb?
when you said Leo?
I thought
like
you were talking
funny
about the gun
dogs.
guy. That's why I was confused.
No.
I
That's
gotta,
Idwal.
now I gotta
It-
double
that's
check because
Idwal.
it sounds weird to me.
It sounds weird because they moved in. They ruined my. They're like retconning my brain. But anyway, that's where you go. I just.
Leo, yeah.
Yeah, it is Leo. Okay, all right.
Okay.
I'm not crazy. It just felt wrong.
Mm.
Anyway. Okay, so you go off and do that. Either of you?
I want to head into the shopping area.
Okay.
And pick up some like empty notebooks and some pens.
Okay.
And I wanted to see if there's any place that sells typewriters here.
Okay. And then you. We can come back. You can be last. That's fine.
I'm trying to decide, thinking, I don't have anything pressing to take care of.
Sure.
I mean, I could sew on stuff, but I want to get
Did
out.
you want to go with one of them?
I might.
Okay. So
Let's go
Isaac.
with Soren.
Okay, so
actually.
you're going with Soren. Okay.
She said she had stuff to take care of, so I don't know what that means.
Okay. So you head out across. The two of you head shopping, and you walk with them for a little bit, and then you'll split off towards Idwal's, heading west. So you'll meet up with them in a second. So the two of you, I guess the three of you, walk and talk for a second, and then you head off. Unless there's something you guys wanted to say, or say, hey, grab me something if you. Now's the time. No. Okay.
No, I think we just
All right.
probably agree what time to
Yeah.
meet up again.
Then you start to head off towards the bridge, and you guys go, how about you guys roll me d20s,
Okay.
three of you, for initiative, kind of,
10.
to see what you interact with around the city as
20.
you walk around it.
Natural 20.
20, 10,
14.
14, okay. Nope.
I know I don't have one of the sleeves, but
Oh boy.
Oh boy. The Superman ice cream got me.
Oh.
yeah, my
It
half,
got me.
my half that I took earlier is hitting me.
I've got a rumble in your tumbler. Okay, so. God damn it. 20, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Isabella,
I'm so excited now.
Uh-oh.
as you are walking down this, Ink and Soren start talking about bullets and calibers for a second, and you gain you get very disinterested in the conversation, and without even thinking, you start just wandering. And you've wandered across the street, not far. You can still see them. You wandered across the street because you see a strange-looking man, with like a bunch of like bags, like leather bags. And it looks like he's carried like too big a load of a bunch of stuff, kind of like groceries. Like you take too many groceries, but it looks more like his stuff from his like apartment or something, and he's putting it into a cab. And you just find yourself like staring at him as he tries to struggle with this, as you see this moment of humanity within the city, as you know other people are, you're halfway between the market and where you turn left to head across the bridge. And you're just starting to people watch, and there's lots of people around. The streets are packed at this time of day, especially early. You can get because of your connection to the mistress and your vague sensations that you're able to actually feel, you can smell the carbony scent of cooking foods, and you can see people with their hot-looking teas in mugs or thermoses as they take them to work. You watch as this man pushes stuff into this cab, and then there's a little ding, 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 that falls onto the ground, into the gutter in between the street and the sidewalk, that sort of down area. As he dismisses it, doesn't notice it, slams the trunk, and then gets into the cab, says something to the cab driver, a similar one to Ink used to drive, the three-wheeled unit that you sit in the back, sort of like a rickshaw, and then and for a moment, you are the only person that notices this thing. A small, white, semi-orb-like item.
I click, boots on the pavement, running over to, well, not running, but like speed walking, elegantly over to see what that is.
Walking
Elegantly.
Yeah, she
Okay, so
always
you-
has
so you-
her posture is very nice.
As you go over and you sort of get it so your dress billows over.
Yeah,
and
she
you,
like
and you sort of
curtsies down,
you sort of
kind of
curtsy
like
down to look,
bends down and lifts her dress.
and you very easily obtain a moon chip.
Shit.
And you pick it up and put it in your little clutch. And you walk back across the street. And they keep talking about bullets. And they don't notice. And then eventually you are following, and Ink splits off to walk away. And the two of you head into the chip markets. which are, again, a place in the city that is marked most notably by the central aspect. It's like a cul-de-sac of many different shops stacked on top of each other. Leo's is in the back. You see Ink consider, do I do that? No, I'll hit up Leo's on the way back. And heads off and goes to get that, savoring the meat log for a little bit later when the tummy gets a little more rumbly, and maybe you can fit a deluxe. There are people that use this central stage area, and this is basically the Speaker's Square. This is a place where many people get to legally say whatever they want to say. Go ahead and roll history checks. Either you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no.
8. The only thing you know from a cultural perspective is that the Asari domain is considered by your people to be suppressive in information. You think you find them to be quite authoritarian, especially considering the side of the war that you corresponded for. So you haven't experienced that a ton here, although there is a police presence, and obviously this side of the town is impoverished. But it strikes you as significant that usually you guys walk through here during the evening times. Or afternoon, or during Vaudeville, you were around this part and passed through it. But in the mornings, it's a very lively place, and you notice as you are. What were the paper and books and stuff?
Yeah, that was my first stop.
Okay. So there's plenty of places to do that. The bookstore.
Is it Page Sage?
Page Sage, that's right. I don't have my city thing. The Page Sage is a place where you could get these supplies, if you'd like to. Do you guys want to talk to the Page Sage girl? Angelson?
I'm good.
Okay.
Just do the shopping.
Yeah, no.
Cool. So whatever those... Are those costly book materials, or are they...
I can look up how much they would be. It's probably like a...
Oh, well, are they just normal, non-magical
Oh,
things?
yeah.
Okay,
Just
okay.
like
So
normal.
for a good ream of paper, like a book's worth of paper, I'd say 3 gold.
Okay.
And then you wanted ink as well. I'd say the whole thing was... The whole ordeal.
You good?
Ordeal. It just sounds wrong. Ordeal. Anyway, it's lost its meaning
Yeah.
in my head as it plays over and over,
Semantic
trying to figure it out. The old little Gary Oldman, 5 gold.
5 gold.
There you go. You get what that is.
And do they have typewriters here?
No.
Okay.
But on the way out, you have passed by this Speaker's Square many times, and every time you go by it, it's a little different because there's different people that post up outside of it. Sometimes there's buskers, sometimes there are, acts. Sometimes there are just like a mime or something, or the equivalent, someone doing magic. Sometimes it's just groups of people hanging out. Sometimes it's someone yelling about a political thing. But here, the two things that stick out to the two of you, are, or I guess it's two people, one thing, I guess, is an old couple. Both have long graying hair. They both wear like loose clothing. He's wearing like a tank top. And they both have very sun-soaked skin. And they're sitting on the side of the sidewalk, I guess, that sort of sidewalk area that leads up to the stage. It's sort of a roundabout, and next to it is an automobile that has dozens of tiny baubles glued to it, like trinkets, weird things glued to the surface of it in all manner. Some of them are shiny, some of them look dull. And then out of the back, which is opened up into a double door situation, as they're swung out, and you see two, like, they've put like what seem to be two dressers, like that you'd leave in your house, up against the outside of these doors, keeping the doors open, and have pulled out the drawers of these dressers and have them filled with different things to sell. Like, again, more trinkets and baubles and
Like
weird
a
shit.
magpie, I want to go.
And as you curl around and look in, and you can see there's people that are haggling. There's a sign that says, on both of their shirts, it's painted. It says, everything 1 gold. Except for a small section in the back, in between those doors and in between the two dressers, guided what the bed of the truck would be, in this 3-wheeled apparatus with a sort of canopy over top, kind of like a trunk, or almost like looking into the back of an SUV with a cab on it, except the doors open out. There is a collection of various. You would recognize them. Actually, you'd both recognize them, having been around the area and having been one. You recognize artificed mechanical contraptions. Think steampunky, brass, metal, gears. You see lots of them. You see a travel typewriter opened in its briefcase. It's just got like a little case, and it's just this bronze sort of like, almost looks like bowling ball material. It goes over top. You can see a little bit of the inner workings from the outside, like an old N64 controller. And the keys are up. There seems to be ink and some stuff inside the travel case itself. It looks a little big. It would take up an inventory slot.
Okay.
Or they have what looks to be a little bit more expensive. But it is a piece of. It almost looks like a dinner platter, but it's square.
Mm-hmm.
And on it, folded on the top, is like a rod that went like over itself, and it has like a little brass hand on it. And on it, it says Ghostwriter. So, if you would like to see anything that catches your eye,
Yes.
you can roll a D100,
D100.
and everything you see is $1. Or I mean, there's
It's
gold.
a Dollar
$1.
Tree.
It's basically $1
19 for me.
out of someone's car. And by the way, this is inspired by a real thing I looked up when I said weird stuff in New York City.
19.
Oh shit, we both got 19.
You both got a 19?
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, that's fine.
I can roll again.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I think it's funny. So you both.
One of us can see if we like the thing, and then we can try again. or
Well, I mean,
something,
you're
maybe.
walking together and you're looking together. So the most
Sure.
obvious thing that you walk up to and look at is. Oh, this makes sense. It is a. I need my hands. It is a. It's standing on a thin, brassy-looking pole that ends in like a T section, so it looks like a T with like a little round spiraling base that seems to sit, and it looks like if you touch the T on top of this little spiral, it'd wobble, almost like a
Yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
And on top of that, there is a a colorful parakeet, and it looks alive, but it doesn't move at all.
Can I tap?
You tap it, and it goes.
Is it just really well made?
But it looks like more than.
Mistress goes. hear its heartbeat.
It's alive.
No,
No?
but I can hear its heartbeat. And she lets you.
What?
She engages gaze of two minds and gives you her ears, and you hear this.
Is it undead?
You don't know, but it's a lifelike parakeet on a little boingy.
Why do I like this?
Well, you can also roll another D100 as you both are just enthralled by this thing. Go ahead. You need to roll one more time.
20.
Just the next one.
Yep.
19 and 20. You move systematically. Systematically.
51.
Okay. Systematically, you just move on to the thing right next to it. And your eyes find it's in a small, and this is glued to the car. It's in a small, like, what looks to be like white wooden box that's open, and on a small, like black satin pillow is a single snowflake that, as you get close to, feels like it gives off cold, but it doesn't seem to melt. 51?
Mm-hmm.
You find glued to the taillight at the front a glass bottle that it just looks like a glass bottle, and it's closed, and it's just smoky, and there's something in there, but you can't quite make it out. It tinkles. It looks like it would tinkle around in there, as you can see it as you touch it, and you, because it's attached to the headlight. As you ting 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 ting, it like rattles a little bit, and you try to like get it off, and it won't. And you just try to break it, and it won't break. And you try to get Mistress to scratch it, and she can't even scratch into it at all. It's impervious to any of your things, but there's something in there. You know, you don't know what's in there, but there is. You just can't figure out how to break it or get it open.
Is there like a shop attendant?
It's just the two people sitting on the side of the sidewalk, and they're currently haggling with some older guy who has like a handful of things that he seemed to have grabbed out of the stuff that isn't glued, and then he's talking about a couple of things that are glued. And he's like,
Excuse me?
hold on, Harold. Yeah, honey.
What is this here? And I point to the
Oh,
bottle.
I don't know, but it's gold.
You don't know what it is.
Nah, they just pick them up wherever we go, and if it's, we glue them to the car.
I'll take out a gold.
All right, and you want the bottle thing?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, and the
Thank you.
weird bird.
Well, one thing at a time. You want the weird bird
Yes.
on the boingy?
Yes.
Okay, another gold. Thank you. All right. She sort of walks over. You can tell that her back hurts. She sort of she gets over. She reaches into her pocket. And she goes on like a small white but really nice looking bottle, and she goes.
I know what that
and
is.
she grabs it, and she. There you go. So you have a small glass bottle. You just write this down. This is one of the things we will write down. You can just have a small glass bottle. This is a trinket that is impervious to your attempts to open it, but it has something in there. And when you see it, there's like this. You hold it up to the light, and there's this black shadow. It looks like it might have some features on it, but you can't. Ding, 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 ding.
It's unbreakable.
It's unbreakable.
That's pretty funny. That's the worst possible thing you could ever have.
You'll come up with many ways to use that, I'm sure. And the next thing you get is that bird.
the most curious person.
She
who's got
walks.
something
She walks
can't
over.
open.
She walks over to it, and this is not glued, and she wasn't. It was just in the back, and she. Here you go. And she hands it to you, and so you're holding this bird, and it just.
I pat its head. Is that like soft?
It's a bird.
Petrified.
So. That's it. That's the whole thing. What? Did you want more?
Is it in pain? Is it alive but unable to
I don't
move?
know, but it's
It doesn't seem to. It doesn't
fascinating.
seem to even care. Like you tip it upside down and sideways, and it just. You go like this, and it doesn't react at all.
Can you smell any fear?
You smell it. It smells like a bird.
It just smells like
It smells a little bit like.
Fucking petrified.
Smells a little bit like dust.
what the fuck?
Like it's been around this place for a bit.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you don't know. And you just want the typewriter? Or did you want to check
What are the? Yeah, just the typewriter.
I'm gonna have
Okay,
such
15
a weird
gold for the
collection
typewriter.
of things.
I have 2 platinum.
it? 2 platinum? Okay.
If you can make change for that.
I'm gonna need a fucking magic bag to carry my weird trinkets in the future.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anything else you need? Wait, are you just getting the travel typewriter that costs a slot? Or are you getting the...
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you grab the travel typewriter.
Yeah, I'm short on funds right now.
Okay.
No, I think that's all for me.
All right, anything else? Did you want anything else in the market?
No,
Okay. As...
not unless something
oh.
really.
I also want to find a tobacco shop
okay.
and just get some like leaf tobacco and rolling papers.
Okay. I'll say, unless you want anything specific out of that exchange, we can just get it to you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say for how... Are you substituting smoking?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to be doing it quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'll say another 2 gold will get you a decent amount of tobacco that you probably won't have to worry about until you... couple weeks. I'll say
Okay.
give it let's call it 10 sessions. Just whatever the 10th session's over.
Okay.
You can mark it down however you want. What was you had your epiphany?
I don't know if we wanted to camp on the way up to Reverend Gill, but we don't have a tent anymore.
I have one.
Well,
Is that the
one
only
of
one?
them got destroyed.
Oh, that's right.
I think there were 2 people tents that we had.
They're 2 gold.
Yeah.
Oh?
Yeah, we'll pick up one.
How much is
Just
just like a pint of lantern oil?
It
The whole
is in
lantern
the
is
that is
10.
actually in the PHP.
Is it?
But I think it might be in my item cards.
Pull up the page here too.
Let me find my item cards. A pint of lantern oil. You can check those. I don't think. And you can. Oh wait, you can check.
Instead of a rock collection,
check
I
these
just have
too.
a really weird shit collection.
If you don't find it,
I've got a weird
Oh.
crocodile skull,
Mm-hmm.
You guys didn't
shadow
want
in
a
a
disguise kit or
jar.
anything, did you?
Petrified bird.
a petrified bird, a weird clinky unbreakable glass
I
thing.
don't think we
You got like a
do.
weird zoo going on.
Chain,
Yeah, I do.
crowbar, pole.
I just
yeah, don't
collect
have-
Like a little
things.
horror zoo.
It's got to be in one of those.
Isabella would love to
oil.
run a little
Yep,
horror
1
zoo
silver
full of
for a
creatures.
pound.
Cool as fuck.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you the card for that because it's so small.
Yeah.
So, however many of those, I mean, you can have 10 of those for a gold.
Yeah.
That
that's
could be your
probably
end
what
goal.
I'll do is-
Okay,
Just
so
to have a
you just
horror
want to
zoo.
spend a gold and just in the
That's the
pot.
whole reason for this campaign now.
What is?
Get Isabella a horror zoo.
Oh, I thought
Like
you
a
said
museum.
horror
Horror
zoo.
zoo. Oh.
No, like a horror
A
zoo.
museum of curiosities.
Sure. If that's what you want to do.
Like fucking creatures and shit. Like
It's like Madame Laveau's.
yeah.
Okay. Ink. We reconnect with you as you head over the bridge. You've just purchased your bullets, however many you wanted for however much gold you spent. I like. You know what I was just about to say?
Gremlin.
The honor system at this table is nice. And she steals my water like a robber
What do you mean
baron.
the honor system?
The honor system to pay for. I don't want to. I don't have to micromanage. If you know the price of bullets, you just pay for bullets. You can just pay for stuff. If you tell me you're gonna do it, that's fine. I don't have to like. We just put it in the pot. I like that.
but
Bold of you to assume I wouldn't defraud you.
we're getting married, so I can steal your water at any time.
So
That's true.
doesn't matter. They gave me control of your womb, even though I didn't want it. So I get that. You can have.
You can have some water.
Yeah, and like
You-
steal
you can be-
steal your snacks and your food sometimes.
Fine, that's fine. So as you walk back across, there was a little bit of a, we'll call it a slight neighborhood commotion to your left as you walked over the bridge. There's some residential stuff not far past the bridge, where it's still a little, it's cheaper stuff. It's near the place where everyone walks back and forth. On the way back, it seems to have escalated. You didn't really pay much mind the first time, but on the way back, you definitely notice, oh, it's that same damn apartment. And you kind of look up, and whether you want to interact with this or not, this is what you see. You see 3 stories up in an apartment building. On the balcony is a tabaxi. Looks a little bit like a tiger. Doesn't look familiar in any way yet. And is arguing with a police officer on the same balcony. Like he's arguing with a silver. And they are just having a negotiation, but you can also see there's another silver on the balcony below, and on the balcony next to, and on the balcony next to that. So they seem to be worried that something might happen with this tabaxi. As you walk by, you just carry on with your day. They're
Can
arguing.
I-
You see, there's like a crowd of people. There's not like you're not the only one. So
Can I walk up to one of the other people kind of gathering around?
yeah, you can. And they're far away enough, and that din of like people just talking like, and you start to pick up like, oh, what did you do, man? What did you do? And then there's an older person at the back, sort of looks to be part of the community that you are up to. I'm assuming you're gonna ask.
Yeah, what is going on there?
You see a darker skinned, maybe half elven fellow, with a newsy cap. Looks like he's probably maybe still a cab driver here or some other sort of like wage worker, and looks up, sort of pulls at his graying scruff. I think his wife left him. I think he's having just like a weird day. Or maybe the cop is his wife? And you look up and the silver there is a woman. Isn't in like the raid gear, maybe? I don't know. Sort of stealing an extra 5 minutes for lunch, Looks over to you for a second. Looks back up, and you can just see this keep going, and they're like arguing with each other. You can't quite hear the conversation.
I'm gonna stay there for a while just because I want to see
Pull your cell phone out.
if I had one.
Okay. You watch for a little bit. And after a little bit of time, the argument seems to de-escalate a little bit, and he walks into the thing with like a sort of a throws his hands up like this, and then walks into the like sliding glass door room. Then she walks in and slides it shut behind him, and then the other officers go in, and then people go, eh. All right, hey, anybody need a ride? And he walks over to his cab and turns the sign and goes and flips up so you can take fares, and he gets in.
Is it typical for like silvers to get involved in personal squabbles of other silvers like that? Is that
Yeah.
okay? General corruption issue.
Yeah.
They're operating like a gang.
Yeah.
I'm glad that doesn't happen in real life.
God, that would be terrible.
So, did you want to take a cab ride back? Probably not.
How far is the...
It's it's across the bridge, and then, it's a good 25-minute walk.
How much is the cab ride?
Be about a gold.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm bougie enough now.
Yeah. Oh, hey! All right, come on. And you get in and you sit down and he's a good cab driver. He doesn't bring up any conversation with you.
Nice.
He just sort of hums to himself and.
No way, I'll throw him an extra gold as a tip too, because
Thank you for not talking to me.
Hey, if you engage, then it's on. Okay, that's fine. But,
Yeah.
Isaac, you spent the bath thinking, knowing you need to do this, excited to get back to it, but man, it's a nice day today. You get out, get your stuff back on. Isabella's helped lay some things out for you back at the warehouse. Put your stuff on, you lock the door behind you, you head out into the market area. And you're heading towards the chip markets as well, and you said you were looking for a newspaper in Wells?
Just newspapers. For
Just
the moment.
newspapers. In the town square, there is that big stage, that, and you can see a strange-looking car with a bunch of shit on it. You can see as you walk over, you're about to curl around to the left side, where you can see a small boy on some crates that are stacked with papers, and he stands on top. Well, he sits on top of one stack of papers, and cries from the top, holding out today's issue of the Asari Sun. And you're like, "Hey!" And he's saying something, but before you get there, you're slightly distracted just for a moment as you look down, and there's someone sitting on the side, and it looks like a big, strong, like, well, roll me a history check. Big, strong, strange-skinned person. Like, it doesn't look like skin texture. 10. You notice like a 7.5 foot sitting. Maybe a Goliath or a stone giant. You're not sure with a 10. You don't know how tall either get. With a little sign in front of them. They're just in like normal clothes. Seems like a shirt. Buttons open. Sitting there smoking what seems to be some sort of like maybe halfling root. And the sign says, "Yell at me for 1 gold." And you see an old lady walk up. Go. Ting. She goes, "May I?" He goes. She goes, "Fuck you!" He nods. She goes. She takes out another gold. Puts it in. Fuck you! She waddles away.
What the fuck?
And then you see some kids from across the street that are eating some sort of street taco thing. Say, "Fuck you!"
Oh,
And he gets up and he walks across the street.
Oh
And the kids are like, and his two friends like scramble out of the chairs, and he just goes, "No." And he's at like this like cafe chair situation. So picks up the wrought iron table and moves it and then squats down in front of him, hands to his knees, and goes. And he pays him really quick. He goes. And he puts it away and lights up and walks back over.
What a Chad.
Puts the table back and he sits down. You see this happen? You just walk to the newspaper, or do you want to yell at the guy for a...
I don't have anything to yell about right now.
Sure.
I'm feeling pretty good.
You walk over. You can start to make out what the newsie is saying. Rolled up. Royal family to visit soon. Royal family. Ah, sorry son times. Madam, sir.
How much?
Ah, 1 gold.
It's a very
I was
expensive
gonna say, newspapers are expensive.
What the fuck?
People have money in this city.
You are handed the Asari son. You grab a couple for everybody if you want, but I'm only gonna make you pay for the one.
Okay.
Do you want anything else in the chip markets as you
Can I just get like some small additions to the workshop at home?
like what?
Just thinking. Oh, I gotta check what I have first.
Is there anything else you guys want to add as you can also just read the newspaper and out loud if you'd like. As eventually you will have all read your newspaper.
I don't know, you said... Oh, well, no, because... No, never mind, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm just going to say...
If you want to chip away at that total cost, you can.
That's
I'm
what
not
I was
going to do
thinking
this in
about,
an
was just chipping
accent
away.
because
How do you
want
wanna
to
do it? Yeah, just budget it out and tell me in a sec. Go ahead.
Royal family to visit soon. Citizens rejoice as the King Elbrin, Queen Philorna, and Princess Renia. Oh God, Renia?
Yeah.
Okay, are said to arrive in the city in preparation for the Kane industrial reveal of their new world-changing products. In addition to the royal family, a representative of the Orphic
Sempiternal.
Sempiternal?
Not sempiternal. Sempiternal.
Is said to be in attendance,
From
according
Columbine.
to a source close to the situation. I don't know what that
Do
is.
you want me to read it out loud?
Yes. I can't read words.
Let's just work this way
I feel
back.
like I'm in
There's a
high
lot
school.
of, there's a
and
lot of,
I can do it though.
I don't care.
there's a lot of fantasy.
I like your voice.
Why do you like my voice? It's
You have,
awful.
you have a good
3
one.
platies.
3 platties? Okay,
Yeah.
so mark off
Those
30
are
gold.
platies, right? The shiny ones?
So mark off 30 gold toward that, and that can manifest in however you see fit.
Where were you?
Where
This
were
is
you?
the third paragraph. The third paragraph.
Okay.
When the towers fit.
Am I just doing this in my normal voice, or am I
You
doing
c-
this in
you
English?
could do
You
however
could do a
you
newsy
want.
voice. You could do the voice of what you assume that writer sounds like. I don't care. You could do,
Do a
any
New York accent.
You could do,
Oh, I
you could
can't
do
do a New
the
York
voice of any John Eben Falls. You know?
Countrywide speculation on the nature of Kane's shocking death has led to a litany of unverified theories as to the timing of it all. There are those that remain convinced of his brilliance in marketing, assuming that his death had been staged in order to pump sales or whatever this may be. However, there have been some rather reputable reports that suggest the death is simply serendipitous, and the billionaire's very last project may well also be his greatest and most lucrative achievement in his short but impressive life. Whatever the case may be, it seems the city of Ebon Falls has much to gain from being the first to get a glimpse of this new wonder. Quote, "It's been big for our family," said a young industrial worker we interviewed. "Pay's gone up. If it, the Kane product, helps me and mine, I welcome it." Reginald Friacci, senior editor. Am I doing the other ones too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or you can pass it around. I don't care how you guys accomplish
this
the
is great. I
newspaper
need
stuff
more than
whenever
that.
we
You,
do it.
you have a
Yeah,
good
I'm-
reporter
yeah, I want
voice.
It started to sound like
no,
Onyx
they're
the
in by
Fortuitous,
different
though.
people, so I gotta do a different voice. More
I like the my headcanon is that simply Ink lays in the hammock at top and reads to everybody in different voices.
That would be funny.
More reported missing, Chipside. Recent reports of missing children on the rise across the Chips after 3 more boys from various neighborhoods have failed to return home.
Oh no!
Tensions rose last evening inside Governor Giazana's hearing chambers as public outcry over the lost boys has gathered in force. When asked for clarity on the situation, Captain Korsky had little to say. We have little to say. Boys are missing. We'll get to the bottom of it as the evidence arrives. In asking the citizens themselves, it seems the prevailing message is simply, we want our children back. Mila Stipe, crime reporter.
Yeah, those kids are the ones he ate, definitely. Whoops.
Yeah.
Tough.
Is there another one?
Yes, there's one more.
Oh no.
What's the name? Strange sightings, Chipside. Residents in the center Chips, not far from the Cliff Gardens, reported strange, loud noises coming from within the twisted bars of black iron that encage the old park. Rumors have circled for years of savage beasts lying in wait within, and for years the local residents have been concerned with its safety. Officer James Teedbridge was on the scene that night, offering solace to the weary residents, saying, "We can assure you that there is absolutely nothing dangerous living within the gates of the Cliff Gardens. The property has and shall remain closed off to the public for fears of stability so close to the long way down. Any trespassers will be detained by city silvers and processed."
That doesn't sound at all like the police officer you literally ran into.
Brambleberry Friedrich, beat writer.
That sounds like what Brambleberry Friedrich said.
Brambleberry.
So there you go. That's that.
Wow,
And
we-
Isaac, as you walk home, having a good day, while it doesn't take the entire wind out of your sails, certainly it's a bit annoying.
Did I ever get like a bulletin board for the fucking basement? Like a
I'll say that that's part of what you just got.
Cool.
He's starting his psychopath
Should we get
wall.
you a bulletin board so you can pin it?
He wants a red string.
Right there. So I gotta fucking look at it all the time.
Okay, is there anything
Are
else
you gonna
get-
put his picture up there too?
Ooh. Okay, so under the orange flickering glow of the lantern, right through his name, a pin goes in. Okay, so you're at the warehouse. You're all back together. What do you guys want to do? At this point, I'll say as you go down into the basement and you put a pin in that. As you walk back up, there's a from the glass box.
When's the last time we fed the...
I've been feeding it regularly, just a little bit at a time.
Okay, well, just tried to get out, maybe? It
I mean, it's
moved.
been trying to do that.
Are we going to rent a cart, by the way, to take this?
Mistress, do you
Yes.
think that how you can speak to me and you are aware, do you think that this other one is capable of doing that?
It's possible. I can't tell through the glass. Glass is one of the many things. Unless I can break it. I could break a window, but I can't break that.
What
Or I
if-
couldn't when I was in one.
Then I would have to touch it
Yes.
to look through.
Yes. I don't think it's safe. I don't know much about myself. I don't know if we're related. Not sure. I definitely know I don't want to be in that box. Oh, but it's so clouded. I'm not sure. But I know I feel like we deserve the best, darling. Speaking of the best, there's been boys missing.
There has.
Drop in the bucket?
Wait, that went over my head.
She's. Can we hear this?
Yes.
She is saying if you were to kill a boy and make them disappear, it would be nothing because the bucket is already full of dead boys.
The Silvers don't seem to pay very much attention.
Exactly.
I do not think we should kill children.
The poorer the better.
No, we're not.
Not for flavor, for escape
True.
of the law.
That
True.
is not
No,
helping
we
the
shouldn't. Not eat children.
I gotta draw a line at kids. I will help you find a criminal or something,
Oh.
but you cannot kill a kid.
Is that what boy means?
Yes, it is a
Yes.
child.
Oh,
Typically,
small?
it means a child.
No, fully grown and aged.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
if
better.
I don't get me wrong. In a pinch, I'll eat a child. I'll eat many children in a pinch. But I thought boy meant
No, like the
whatever
arm.
that is.
The arm was like a part of one of the boys. that
Isn't
went
this a
missing.
boy?
Oh no.
No.
He's actually might be the oldest one here.
I'm 32.
Boys? In one?
No, what? Years old. I'm an adult.
Years? I only count 2
2
years.
yes?
Year with a Y. Like time?
I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure what that means.
You don't know what a year is, like time.
Time? Like. Yes. But not years.
So a year is a specific unit of time. So like, how long ago did you meet Mistress? Like how long ago was it?
32 years ago.
No, it was not even a year. It was maybe a month.
It's been maybe a month.
So that span of time, 10 of those go in a year, right? Here?
10 months.
Yeah. So like 10 months makes a year,
Okay. Months.
which
Yes.
is like however many days. it
You
is.
explain.
And the days
And
when
days.
the sun and the
So
moon
seconds are.
very
okay.
small.
Roll an intelligence check.
Oh no. We're having to teach him.
I understand years.
Good. It's how humans tell how old we are.
And it's how I determine flavor.
True.
So is
Well,
older better?
Yes.
Do you
Like,
like
if,
old
if we found like
people?
yeah,
Oh.
if we found like 100-year-old, would that be excellent?
Or would it be worse?
I don't know. Is that old?
It depends on the species.
I feel
Humans,
like-
it's pretty old.
There's likely like an age where it
Ooh.
would be at the peak and
Well,
then it would decline.
But what
It's
if
sort of
old-
like a fruit ripening.
But what if old people are like fall off the bone delicious? Like everything's barely hanging on there.
That's kind of what it is.
But isn't it already starting to like decay a bit with older people?
You're suddenly very comfortable talking about cannibalism.
Look, my standards, if I didn't allow my standards to be flexible here, I'm not happy about the cannibalism, but if we can redirect it to the least destructive methods of cannibalism, that would be better. We have changed from talking about eating young boys to eating the elderly, which I would argue is objectively more moral. I feel this is my role here.
If it
Make
makes
things
you
the
feel
I
least
would
better.
argue less immoral, not more moral.
6 of one, half a dozen of other.
Sure.
Ink, I think this shows how much you've grown in your logic, but
I'm starting to think maybe I have miscalculated somewhere.
So you were talking about moving the box, I think?
Oh.
Oh yes, are we going to
rent
rent a cart or? I do not know how much it might cost for.
I mean, it seems like it would be just as easy to let Reverend Gill come to us.
I think he is expecting us, though. And that's what you
He
said.
is. Well, I said, if he had any specific circumstance he wanted to meet under, to let us know, and if not, we would just meet him there.
Okay, so we need to find a cart. And a driver who won't ask too many questions.
Do any of us know how to drive a cart? Like, I drove a cab, but that's a very different thing than
Like a
driving
beast burden
Yeah.
cart?
I'm also a little worried because we basically ratted them out to Rossi. And does Reverend Gill know that we did that for him, or?
I do not know.
We don't know if Rossi's even acted yet. We might be ahead of that.
True.
Well, he probably acted already. I mean, we dropped
Unless-
her off at his place. She had to get back somehow.
Well, unless
True.
Rossi doesn't care because it's not really Gil. Not the real Gil that he knew.
It's possible.
Not sure. Could always check and let him know we're going back out.
Are we sure we want him to know that? He said not to get involved in this anymore.
Yeah, that's probably not a
Fair
good
enough.
idea.
Don't really have a choice, though.
We could say we're trying to. Well. We're trying to maintain a working relationship, and also because he was upset with us for stealing from him.
Would I know how Rossi feels about proactive things like us going, like, if he heard of this, do I know around town how that kind of thing goes down if someone does something that he might want to be privy to, but we're not officially in the gang or anything, so it might be different.
I
but-
think I'm not gonna make you roll for this since you've been part of the city for so long. I think you know that you're not a gold boy. You don't answer to
Right.
that.
Okay.
You do know that. I mean, you don't want to like step on toes, but
Yeah.
this feels like your business.
Okay.
Okay. Because it did have to do with the warehouse.
Sure.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's it's a Venn diagram, and there's a little bit of connection here. So.
Okay.
Let's just say any actions you take with any of the factions within this, you can assume that it tugs
Yeah.
everywhere. So
Maybe we can keep it perfectly balanced and have no
At
conflict.
the end,
I
like a
love the
perfect Mass
idea
Effect
of you
run.
guys trying to do the
True
the
neutral.
true neutral
We
Mass
are
Effect run.
enlightened centrists, okay?
You're gonna have to be with these two. It's the only way it could balance.
You have to be very morally flexible.
To be fair, she is. She's proven it.
She protests, but when it
A
comes down to
A
it,
good business partner. We don't want just people
want a
saying
yes
yes
man.
to you all the time. You know?
Pragmatism
Yeah.
is the name of game.
Fucking.
Alternatively, just for the sake of consideration, we could also give it to Rossi and let him know that this is something that Gil wants.
but
That idea scares me.
I don't like that idea.
I feel like if tensions are already high, it would be us pulling the strings of this conflict even tighter, and I do not think that is a good idea.
But we're not in the middle of it.
But I think maybe implicitly we are if we do that.
Definitely in the middle of it still.
Okay.
I think.
It's just an idea.
I just think emboldening Rossi as much as he has given us opportunities, I think emboldening him by giving his enemies something he wants is going to escalate conflict further.
Good idea in my brain. I'm thinking, if Mistress knows my thoughts right now.
Mistress knows your thoughts. Mistress and you don't really have different thoughts.
What if we
Like when she's
absorbed-
hungry, you feel
What
that.
if we tried to absorb the other goo, and then we still bring the box, like we're delivering it, but we like keep it covered. You clearly can't see into it.
He will check it before we leave.
You're not hearing this. This is all inside my head.
All right.
Well,
Stay in your safe space. Where I can't criticize you.
No, y'all are all talking, and this is happening in my brain.
stay in your echo chamber. Okay, so, I mean,
Debate me, bro.
the way it plays out is this: you will gain power.
That didn't feel like the end of the sentence.
That was.
That's an ellipsis.
I will gain power.
You will gain power. You will have to deal with the repercussions of that.
Could we do a campaign with no consequences?
Next campaign will be not a dark campaign.
We'll fight the consequences too.
Next campaign. Okay, so this is.
I want to go absorb the goo.
Well, I mean, you don't just get to do it. You're gonna start walking down there. Are you gonna try to sneak behind everybody while they're having a discussion? It's in his locked basement.
It's locked, and we have 2 keys. Me and Soren.
I mean, do we want to do this? If she's like me, then we could easily get her. Sure. Yes. Pretty sure it would be easy. No problems.
She's weak.
Yeah. Yeah, totally weak. They've got it. And I consume her. And then,
Just like the other one.
yes.
And then what happens?
Don't know. I get something of theirs.
Is she emoting or anything, or is she just standing
She
there?
is
No,
like
she
stone
never
cold.
emotes. She's-
Okay.
Literally
Okay,
just
okay.
staring at the space.
Yeah.
She might actually be forgetting to blink right now.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. You can roll in if you're worried about what Isabella's doing in this moment.
Yes.
Okay, I'll let you roll an insight check against. No, just your passive. I'm just gonna say you're not really trying to be subtle. You're just not moving,
Yeah, she's just.
and you've forgotten. Yeah, go ahead. Just roll an insight check.
Ooh, that's not good. 6.
Okay. So you look over. It's weird, but you don't think anything other than that. Well, we'd have to get down there, through the lock, into the... Well, we have to open the crate as well. And then we have to wrestle it, and then I eat it. And then there's nothing they can do. Those are the steps.
Do you think any of them would agree?
Oh, yes.
Which ones? I think
Isaac.
possibly. Ink is
I
probably.
don't know any good arguments because I don't know much. But I do know about the flavor.
Does it taste good to eat another one? You've only done it the
Oh,
once.
it's like... It's beyond taste. It's... Oh, how do I say it? I feel more myself.
Then we should do it.
Well, what will we do with them?
I have an idea.
Well, become their queen, and then they must listen.
I don't. That's not really how it works.
Then why is everything organized in your head by kings and queens and princesses and...
I read a lot of storybooks as a child.
Ah. All right. Well, you talk about that. I'm going to read a story. Which one? Oh, that's it. The babies are cookies.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Okay, so
Gonna,
you walk over.
while they're talking about stuff.
Did you guys want? Wait, why not happen? Did you guys want to talk about anything else without her that you other than what the deliberation has been?
Nothing in particular.
Okay, so this conversation keeps going, and you enter.
I just grab or lean over to Isaac and say, "Can we speak privately?"
Yes.
And now you look. And now you can make an insight check.
Okay.
You can make an insight check again, too, if you're sus about that, if you think you would care.
11. Let me stop them.
No.
What, I'll say, are you even trying to not key them in?
I mean, she'll ask the way she's always asked to talk to him in confidence, but
Okay, so
it's not like this is the first time she's ever done this.
your tension is rising, and now you're starting to think, like, there's something there, but then they walk away privately, and it's just you and Soren. So you two walk away privately. Now, you can do this, or you can do this.
I'm kind of concerned that in our team meetings they are breaking off into kind of their own, like, secret thing. I feel like that is probably not good for the integrity of the group.
You're right. It's signals a fundamental lack of trust. But it's not the strangest thing they do.
I mean, the strangest thing they do is sever people's heads and experiment on them and eat human body parts. I agree.
Yeah, so if it's that or sidebar, I choose sidebar.
You picked a bad day to stop doing opium, I think.
You can, and in fact, when you say that, the clarity is there, and you can see you're about at, like, you're about to head into. You've seen other people addicted to things in the hang houses, I'm sure. You see that he's still riding this clarity wave. We'll see how the day goes.
Oh God.
You've seen people effectively shove it in their bed frame, so we'll see what occurs. So, you walk over privately. Where do you head? Do you try to get him to open the basement?
Could we talk in the basement so they can't?
Yes, of course.
Like,
You open the basement.
You're going in the basement now?
Yeah.
I feel like this
don't
is
work in
going to
it.
be so bad.
You climb down into the basement.
And lock the door.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay.
Do we hear this ka-chink from, like, the other side?
Yeah.
You have a key.
You do have a key.
Soren has a key. Yes. The lock was the least subtle part.
The sus frown. You did like. That's like an acting morsel that you just. So you look at each other.
Are we going to do anything about this? Or are we just going to let it ride and maybe make it the learning moment for later?
I feel like I've made my stance clear. Just let them do that, and we keep our heads, and it's okay.
Are you in agreement with that, or are you walking over and?
I'm going to not try and stop them, but I am going to listen at the door.
Okay, Ink sprints to the rat's hovel, gets down to the sewers, climbs back.
She hasn't moved in like 4 hours and stacked up. It's fine.
So, okay, roll a perception check. It's a hard DC. If you want to try to listen at the...
You said deception?
No, perception.
Perception.
Yeah.
That makes way more sense contextually. Oh, nat 20, 21.
Shit.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
That might be the first nat 20 I've got on this dice.
So, for all intents and purposes, you hear 85% of this. Go ahead.
Brother, I wanted to ask, if maybe we could try to listen in on the... Oh, I don't know why I'm trying to lie to you. I want to absorb it.
It is bad.
Just like Mistress did when we met her and she took over the other one. She said it made her feel stronger,
Now, I would say yes, of course, but doing this also puts the other two in danger. And if
You see this? You see?
Well-
You see the nodding?
Either way,
Like
I
a thumbs up.
figured- I figure we're in danger no matter what. We bring the thing to Gil, and perhaps he just kills all of us, or he takes it and uses it against us. There's a good chance that maybe he works with us, but if we hand it over, then maybe he becomes more powerful because of it.
And in a logical situation, it makes sense to have a stronger you than a stronger Gil.
Exactly. So if I become stronger, and we try to make amends, maybe parlay a bit, we have a little bit more leverage on our side.
The only problem being is we don't really have much leverage without this. We've nothing.
Exactly, so if I have it, then it's always with me, and he can't just take it.
Unless he kills you, you idiot!
At which point, would you like to unlock?
No.
It's actually a pretty good point.
But if I'm stronger, it's less chance that we will be killed. Mistress has done a really good job protecting us.
I have to be in this position.
I mean, you can make it a deliberation anytime you guys decide to open that trapdoor. Or you can have Ink trying to come down here.
Can I please come down and talk about this?
Are you just going to say negative things?
I am going to have a conversation like a team member. I'm willing to listen. I just would like to be involved in these discussions.
Pretty fair, actually.
Is it?
Well, it does concern her and her well-being, so I think it is kind of fair.
You take a step toward the trapdoor, and you take another one, and then you eventually, opens up, and you look down in, and you head down into Isaac's office. And in the lamplight, before that conversation begins, you see on the desk and all over the place that you don't give a shit about,
It's a bit messy. I'm sorry.
you see the various ingredients in different ways of use, I suppose. You see many samples, and you see them organized. There's an organized mess to this, and then you see a contraption, alchemical tools and supplies. There's beakers. There's something burning still, currently slowly boiling, and it has this almost like saccharine sweet mixed with like bitter, like strangeness to it as your nose sort of like breathes through it, almost like opens up your airways for a second before you acclimate, and then you see the box on the ground, glass, and the sludge. You can come down too if you want. Or you can... Uh-oh.
I'll stay up here and work on writing.
Alone with the opium. Roll a Constitution save.
No.
Think of that.
4.
Oh.
Ew. This is more like death saving throws. You sit down and you start doing the work that you were going to do. And as they start talking. We'll see how the conversation goes and where you end up.
So you would like to absorb the thing. I feel like this would have been easier earlier. I feel like when we first got it, I said you should absorb it, and then you decided that we should give it back to Gil.
I thought about it. Whatever all the options were, but wanted to, I don't know, give it some time.
So if we do this and then we go to host, which that sounded like what you wanted to do. What do we say to him when we are there and we no longer have the bargaining chip?
I'm not really sure.
See, that is an important part of this plan at this point. That is important to fill that space in before you eat the goo.
I just want to know more about him. I think...
Do you think that your want to know more about this goo creature is more important than all of our lives?
Uh-oh.
Including your brothers?
I mean, I didn't really think it would be a risk.
It would be. It would be a large risk that would put us all in danger. Again, I am not saying no, I am just saying I want to make sure you think of these things and we make sure we are prepared.
Well, either way, Reverend Gill was going to be looking for us.
And now he will be more mad if we show up and we're like, here is empty box. Is this what you
I
wanted?
think
Empty
what we
box?
do is we give him something else. Either a promise of our services for some task he might need done. Something like that.
The only problem with that is, I mean, he's no reason to trust us.
We could offer that before I eat it.
At another ladder, we could.
Do it there. Be like, hey, we want this. Delicious.
So
Can we do something else instead?
so we bargain when we get there.
Maybe.
What if he...
Better than showing up with an empty box, right?
Agreed.
I guess so.
I really do want to eat it now. You
If
could
you-
fill it with something that's not that ooze. Go to the sewers.
We could always say we found it empty. We could say it attacked us at some point and you had no choice but to
We
absorb it. We could lie. If we
could.
want to lie, I will lie. I just need to know what the lie is.
Honestly, to say that we reacquired the item and it was an empty box.
As long as you're willing to do the deception checks throughout the entire process of that.
I think we all
There's a
kind of
pigeon
figured
in
it would
here.
be.
Put that parrot thing in the box.
He was a bird.
Isn't the glass black so you can't see through it?
No. It's black because it's filled with the stuff. It's actually pretty
Oh.
clear. The box on the train was obsidian.
Okay.
If we want to do that, then we have to think of a story. That's
Well, we have
believable.
a writer.
Roll another Constitution saving throw.
Might be able to come up with something.
16?
You're fighting it.
No, it's not a bad idea. Could go ask him.
Mr. Lazarus,
Yeah.
could you come up with a convincing lie that we could tell Gil about why we returned to him empty-handed? A whole story of events.
You guys don't have to perfect this, but if you'd like to come up with the lattice of this lie, I'll say that he can make a check to improve this type of thing.
Sure.
And if you guys come up with something to say, I'll say that if he makes a thing, like the deception checks during that would be helped. That'd be kind of the mechanic.
Because we
of
have
it.
like a rehearse.
Yeah, you'd basically rehearse a few of it. But, I mean, you guys would have to come up with something, but you couldn't be just batshit. But if it sounded plausible, I'd say, yeah. Yeah. He could certainly help with the deception checks of it. I don't know how his personal deception checks are, but
Extremely neutral.
Well, I don't know if he can tell if I absorbed the other one, but in case he can, we can say I was forced to absorb it to save us from an attack of some kind.
Well, we did have to go delving to get it.
True.
See, we got attacked down there.
What did your original letter say? Did it say we had procured the item, like...
That would be very
Yes.
helpful.
We did.
What did you? How did you describe it?
I said that we procured the item after. Shit, I had the letter.
it's in your Discord thing
Um,
or whatever. You had to look it up.
It's in our DMs.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, we could have said we wrote the letter after we got it when we camped. And then the next day we got attacked.
How would it have
possible.
attacked us? Like when we go to feed it or something, it
No,
broke
not
out?
that. We got attacked because we camped in the long way down.
True.
After we retrieved it.
But
How
I would
would
still
the-
have to send the letter, and I would. I mean, at that point, I would have just rewritten it.
Perhaps if
No.
we say that we were trying to keep it alive for him, were feeding it like you said, and in one of the instances it was escaped, you had to fight it to save your life and absorbed it.
Yes.
You could say that it merged itself with yours.
I did say we had to reacquire we had to reacquire it from other hands, but it is now safe with us.
You didn't describe it. You didn't. There's nothing in there that would tell him we had a full box when we got it.
I guess not. I just said we would like to discuss the transport of it.
Okay.
The transfer of goods. So it does, like, we intend to hand it over.
Okay. Yeah, I can work with that. I just need a little bit of time to work. But yeah.
Alright. If it's convincing enough, I'd say we go for it. Because in the end, what really matters is who's more powerful, right?
I suppose.
And should Gil try to attack us, then we just have to fight back.
I suppose. He's a while away. We are in the city. It'll probably be fine.
I worry about going all the way out to host, though. I don't know how many people he has under maybe his
It
control.
was a pretty good number of people.
It's very precarious for us. Yeah.
We could
not
go
good
to
odds.
Rossi and ask if he's done anything yet. This could be a perfect opportunity for them to maybe strike.
We could talk about what's going on. He might have an idea.
Like you said, he didn't tell us to stay away.
That was
Kind
before
of
he knew this was
came-
happening.
We
to
did not
us.
instigate this. This was
Yes, this is
brought upon
true.
us.
Do we wish to go to Rossi and see what he thinks about this?
What's Rossi going to think of our plan? If he knows it makes people more powerful.
He could want it for himself, or he could want.
Could, but I think if I allowed him to know that it probably would rather eat him than do what Mistress did with you, it would probably be fine.
He could
Mistress-
also try to bring Isabella into his service.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I think it makes me and my life inherently more valuable if I have that as a part of me, right?
Which also
Since everyone
makes
seems
it
to want it.
more of a target.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be gone. It'll just be me left.
Yeah, well, it's actually much easier than I thought it would be. thought it would be detectable.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll just eat it. Can't be that hard.
You did it very easily with the other.
It's a little stronger, but yeah. We could try.
Well, just
There's no guarantees.
if we do it, just not in the basement.
Where are we going to have her eat the goo?
Upstairs.
Anywhere that's not from a desk.
There's like a way it could get out of here, so maybe
So we can get out upstairs too.
can't we like close every window and every door and
Well, I mean,
It is goo. It can
Windows
fit through a
break.
small crack.
You can slip through all sorts of shit. So
Is that safer down here?
The safe thing is closed. I think it's safer down here. We will do our best not to break
the
any
safe
of the
thing
other
is
stuff.
is bars.
It's graded.
It's not.
We could go back in the sewer.
You can. I mean, you can see it if you look in the back of the sewer. There's about 15 feet, and then that tarp is still back there. If you pay attention, it smells a little. Maybe that's kind of the smell too.
Is there just a severed head sitting around, by the way?
There is a severed head. Is it just sitting around, or is it?
Yeah, where else is it gonna be?
Is it like on a thing, or is
Oh,
it just like
could
literally
tried to eat some of your
You haven't, like,
stuff.
harvested
The
the brain
severed
yet?
head is on what looks to be like almost like a candle wax
Okay.
holder with like a stick that goes
We
up
should
and
do
into
something
it.
with the body parts so it doesn't eat anything.
Oh, that's true too.
How about we just bring it upstairs then?
Alright, try to do this quick. I do not want any noise complaints.
Alright.
Oh, she's gone.
I'm just concerned about bringing the attention of this place to the Silvers more than it already is.
I'll do my best. And I will
Should we
cast
wait for
mage
night
armor.
time? Or time when it's louder outside.
Daytime,
loud
it
enough.
would be loud.
It's
It's
loud.
like
I
a-
don't know if we're
we're
just
by
to like
the
the end of
docks,
the
right?
workday, so it's like people
Nah,
are.
it's like just coming to lunch.
Oh,
You're fine. Because you guys woke up in the morning, so it didn't take that long.
All right. Should probably post at some doors or something.
Okay,
I'll go to
so
the main
Yeah, you
door.
all guard the exits.
there's the main door. There's the windows to the. I guess you walk through the main door to the left, like where you sleep. There's like windows that go up the side of that, and then there's the trap door.
Oh, I've got the trapdoor.
I'll take one side of the windows, probably by the crates, and try to like push those in front of some of the windows to block them.
Okay.
If I can.
Can I take
Organize a little bit of that.
something to like cover the top of the trapdoor?
Like what?
Your body weight.
No, I'm talking like to block the little
Oh.
creases. Is the table big enough to fit over it? Like if I
Like
flip it up?
flip the table over?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I guess with you're wondering if it can still fit underneath the table
Okay.
and get through, but it could make it harder. Also, there's a lot of stuff on the table, so it'd be a pain in the ass. But
Or a mattress or something. I just-
yeah, Matt. You could take the crack mattress if you'd like.
Use your own mattress.
Can I bring it up?
Should have thought of that.
So you think about that for a second as you get the crate up into the middle of the.
Direct middle of the warehouse.
Well, here's the thing: it's locked and you don't have the key, so you have to lock pick it. So one of you guys has to do that. Okay. All right. So you walk up to it and you.
7.
Total
Yeah.
Ooh.
doesn't
Could
unlock.
I get...
The thing rattles.
I don't
and
know
you
how you...
Sort of pull down and
Wait, how have we been feeding it?
that way. You left it unlocked and then it got locked again. Unless you want it to be unlocked all the time. I just wasn't going to make you do checks every time to feed it because eventually you get it open.
Okay.
I'm saying just right now since you're trying to
No, I could try.
open it and
I
not
could-
feed
I
it and
could
shut
also
it real
try
quick.
it.
You're
I
trying to
don't-
fucking.
I don't have proficiency with these
I
tools,
do.
but I have good... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone. You can try twice if we're just chilling.
18?
18. And you hold it so it doesn't rattle as it sloshes. Yeah. And it. You slide it out. Put the padlock on the ground.
And I'm going to. I'm holding the lid down.
You're holding the lid down. You're backing up.
Yeah, I'm
Backing
gonna let
up
her
to the
back
door.
up.
Trigger
and
discipline
I'm going
now.
to flip it open and have Mistress ready to just like
To what?
chomp inside the
Trying to
just
bite immediately? Okay.
Yeah.
When this happens, you open it and it goes, you hear that of the like air and it just goes.
Oh, God.
Okay, so I need everybody to roll initiative. I didn't realize this was going to happen.
Oh, boo.
Hey.
Hey.
Hell yeah, exactly what I expected.
-1.
Negative.
Pretty close.
I guess I don't need to get rid of all that other shit right now. Okay. 25 to 20?
23.
Fuck.
Shit.
Okay.
Or no, 22.
Jeez.
Got it, math.
Really? Oh yeah, I forgot that one out. Okay. Next up, what do you got?
17.
17?
2?
4.
Hey, I rolled a 4.
Oh my god. The -2 initiative.
Gesundheit. Okay.
Yeah, it's pain.
I respect you for sticking with it.
Thank you. It's a hard one.
It'd be really
Dumping
frustrating.
decks is not an
Yeah,
easy one
yeah.
to dump.
Okay, so, especially when you play a ranger
Yeah.
for a whole campaign.
Yeah.
So, okay. So we're not going to do fight music or anything, hopefully. So first up is Isabella. You were ready for this, and so you try to attack. So you just need to make an attack roll against it with proficiency. And she tries to,
Maybe I should actually let's use the black dice.
like. Okay.
Plus proficiency, so that's 4.
4 as you go like this, and you try to get in, and all of a sudden there's just like this stalemate as you hear this 2 big wet slaps as the inky things just run into each other, and you can see like and they're like biting each other in this weird like way with like there's like claws in there and there's teeth as you just have both your hands in there and in your hands encased in your mage armor and your as you try to get it, and then the hands themselves are trying to open up. It's a stalemate right now. Soren, you're up. Did you want to do anything?
The first one we fought took a few hits, right? Like it wasn't
Seemed to.
super. Okay. I'm gonna try to reach out to it and do a mind sliver then.
Okay, go ahead and
Let's see if
as an
that'll
attacker save.
It is an intelligence save,
Fails really bad.
so it's gonna take 1 psychic damage.
Okay,
But it subtracts 1d4 from its next saving throw.
Pog.
that's pretty good because it's its turn.
Maybe Izzy can do something.
It's its turn. So right now, it just feels like it's attacked. It gets hit with this tiny pang of psychic energy as it just opens up, and it's going to try to lash out at you and get out of the box. So it rolled a 14 to hit. With your mage armor?
Miss.
That misses. So it tries to get out, and but it misses, and it's not able to get any ground. And you take it and put it back into the box. It is Ink's turn. Do you want to do anything? You're just waiting.
How far away am I from it?
You are at the door, and Isabella is. Her back is to you, and she's over the box. And maybe 10 feet.
I'm just, since I'm 10 feet, I have reach on the whip, so I'm gonna.
Do you want to do it around her, or do you want to, like, walk away from the door?
I'll walk away and around and try
Okay,
and.
just kind of like sort of like the Jurassic Park scene when they tase the. Yeah, stay in there. Yeah.
22.
That'll hit. That'll hit. You get sneak attack.
She finally hit someone who wasn't me.
And you get to add your proficiency bonus to the damage as well.
Yep, because I'm 10.
That's a lot of damage.
Perf what?
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 slashing damage.
Okay, yeah, 11 slashing damage as you into it, and as part of it gets.
Oh, wait, it was actually 12. Sorry.
It's fine.
12.
As it gets cleaved, and part of it splits on the side, and you gain ground on the right side, and start consuming some of it. Isaac, do you want to do anything?
Just gonna let it go to work.
Let it go to work as you sit there and you watch, and you
I'm
wait
just
for
analyzing.
it. Yeah, I'm assuming you take an action if it came towards you in some way and try to stop it. Okay, at the top of the round, Isabella.
Does
Its
it,
AC has dropped because it is hurt. You can try to consume more of it.
let's try to consume them.
Okay.
That's a 21.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Let's call this 2d6.
Uh, 5?
5. Okay, as you take another bite of it, basically with mouths out of the hands, as you like this, and then you can feel the jaw starting to widen as she collects around here as you're ready for the final bite. We'll see what happens. Soren, is there anything else you'd want to do?
It looks like she's closing in on. Okay, I'm just gonna hold an action and
Okay.
I guess be ready to try and body check it if it comes for these ones.
Sure. The goo is going to try a desperate attempt to just get out. It's going to take the disengage action and is going to try to slither away, but you're holding it, so it needs to succeed on a grapple check against you. So I need an athletics check.
Actually, athletics 11.
Okay. As you wrestle with it, it starts to break free from where it's being bitten, and it starts to like a lizard whose tail is caught. It starts to pull the parts of it that's being consumed away from itself as it slithers out. And there's a moment where it just releases free from your hands, and it jumps like out, and it is about to try to dart past you, and you go, and just this horrible maw. How do you want to do this?
Oh, basically as it tries to dart past, I want to like walk over and step on part of it to like stop it as it's wriggling, and then just like this big fucking like tongue thing comes out and like wraps around it and pulls it in to her body.
Delicious, darling. She sort of recedes a little bit. And you see this tongue. Isabella. You gain any two of the following: a new cantrip, a new spell, or a new evocation.
Ooh.
Right now.
Okay.
So you sit there and you can feel Mistress undulating inside you. Your mage armor goes away, and you can just feel it's almost like having bubble tummy. You just get bubbles in your tummy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh, yes. So, while that's happening, what do you want to do?
Does everything look okay with her from the outside?
She seems okay, and she's sort of like she's walking, but she's sort of like her legs are weak and weird, and she makes her way over to sit down, and she sort of moves a little bit. It's weird. It's not natural, especially not because she doesn't have any like tendons and muscles that would normally restrict. So sometimes like her fingers like she's just being weird. But she seems fine, and she's just.
Am I like?
You're totally able to talk and everything just while this happens. Sort of like you got a vaccine and you're faking a symptom.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit down.
Are you feeling okay?
I feel normal.
Good. Do you
Is she?
feel any better? Like we thought this might?
Mistress sounded very pleased.
Well, that's the important thing.
And it's still just you and Mistress?
Nothing else.
Oh, and definitely nothing else.
Okay.
It's gone.
That's good. It's harder to detect that way, but it's gone.
Best case scenario, I suppose.
Agreed.
Mistress, how do you feel?
Angry. But good. But angry.
Angry.
So angry. Probably from being left in the box.
Hmm.
Oh. Huh. I don't know. I'm thinking of a story. Is it one of yours?
I think it might be.
There's a king. And he has many brides. Well, they don't want to be his brides. And they decide there's more of them than him. And together the brides escape. Does that sound like one of your stories?
It does.
Huh. Why does it make me angry, though? Ugh. I feel all wiggly. Let me sort this out. And she just goes inside and continues to wiggle.
Well, let us hope it is easier to ask for forgiveness than permission in this case.
So, yeah. You did that. Didn't think you'd do that.
I need to look up. I think I might go with the invocation and a spell, but
Yeah, whatever you'd like. From the warlock thing. But
Yeah.
you can make you can petition me for something else if you think it would fit.
okay.
I guess now the question is, do we still go back to host, or do we wait for him to come
Well,
to
at
us?
this point, we can probably just wait.
I think that would perhaps be
I
better.
don't-
I think I love the idea of promising him that you'll return with his thing,
And then not
And then
having his thing and
taking
not
his thing,
returning.
and not showing up with it. And you guys are like, yeah, that's.
Maybe we should not do that.
I am
That's
just worried
fair.
when we show up with nothing. What the? I assume we're doing the lie. I think he will be mad. He might try to kill us.
Yes, and if that happens, we have a whole town to worry about.
Yes.
So it's going to be good.
Perhaps we could get him to meet us outside the town. Just on the outskirts, so that way we would have more time to flee
How long does a letter take again?
Couple days.
A couple days. So it's less time than we have. So how do we get him to meet us outside?
It's either you show up or you're not showing up.
Well, we could go to host
At this
and then
point.
just tell him that we're waiting outside with the cart. We want to do the transfer on neutral ground.
And then he shows up, and then we go, look, here is empty box. And he goes, I did
Right.
not ask for empty box. I asked explicitly for box that's full.
He was very unhelpful. He did not tell us what he wanted.
Sure, but he will not see it as such, I do not think.
He also has been nothing more than
Nice.
cordial the entire time you've known him.
And hospitable.
Yeah, it's vaguely ominous a few times.
I feel like he knows that we know, and so we should probably just bring it up and be like, look, we understand that you are not like a human, but we would still be fine with that.
I don't know if that's
I do not
his
think
main
that is his
concern.
concern at the moment, that we are prejudiced against his goo. Like,
Maybe
I think
he's-
it's more...
Protecting himself.
Thank you for not centering yourself in the conversation, family.
I feel his major concern is that we have taken something from him that he considers his for some reason.
So we're going to go with the story that it got out. We had no choice. How do we make amends?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that is the most reasonable goal, showing that we are trying to be honest and open, even though we are not. The best way to get a lie to stick is to make yourself look bad in lie. People never expect you to make yourself look bad intentionally.
It's fair enough. It's a very good point. Usually you lie to make yourself better.
Mm-hmm.
But if you throw yourself under the bus,
Too many Eldritch Blast
Hmm.
things.
Perhaps it will make him think a second time about asking us to do anything in the future as well.
of those Eldritch Blast
That
things
would
and
be good.
wish they acted in a different way, you can let me know.
Goo darts.
It's like Grasp of Hadar. It's kind of cool.
Pull 'em.
What's the other Hadar spell?
Hands?
Arms of
Grasp?
Hadar. That's the
Arms.
10-foot.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give you reach on melee attacks and have those things happen.
Okay, I'm looking through still. I'm like only halfway through the list of fucking.
And that attack goes up with your cantrips like they will
Yeah.
do it too. So,
oh boy.
you have chosen to let her consume the contents of the
I want
box.
to point out we made that decision very quickly.
We have sealed our fate, whatever that means. It
We
is
just
sealed.
fucking went right for it. We're like, oh, this is an idea? Yeah, sure, fuck it.
I mean, you don't know what his plans were with that. Could be good that you didn't do that. Could be bad that you did it though.
Mhm.
I feel better not giving it to him, frankly.
I'd rather it be good that we did it, or I guess do it and it be bad that we did it, than it not
Yeah.
do it and it be bad we didn't do it. We did it. It's fine.
It's true.
So, what do you do? Still heading to Gills? Heading to the town of Host?
I guess so. I have ammunition.
Would have liked to wait until the serum was done, but I guess we can.
We can. How
You
long
can
would
work
that
on
take?
you don't know, but you can work on the road.
Okay. Yeah. I'll just.
You're not bringing severed head with you, are you?
You don't need that.
I don't need all of it.
That
Just
is
some of
good.
it.
I think going through the city security with
parts I need
severed
is
head, even
Very
out
easy
of
to hide. It's okay.
Okay.
What step you're at is basically what you might call the curing process.
Okay.
It needs to be
Sit.
together and sit. And the longer you sit, the higher chance it works when you use it. So,
It's fermenting like chili juice.
yeah, it's chili juice. And so, whenever you want the runs, you can choose. I mean, right
Waterfalls.
now you can choose to do it. It might not work. It's
No, that's
very,
not what I'm
very
thinking.
virgin right now.
I just have thoughts that I'm gonna text you later.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
saying. So when you have a chance, at any point moving forward, you can try it. But the longer it sits, the much easier it will be.
I just want to know. Just one.
Okay. Well, are we leaving
do.
tomorrow?
You do wanna know.
I
Yeah.
do.
Warlock is so heavily built around
Eldritch
Blast,
Blast? Yeah.
and I hate it. It feels like a crutch if you don't.
Well, if you
take
looked
it.
at the, there's some options in my homebrew.
As Pact of the Symbiote, like Eldritch Invocation options.
I have eldritchification options in that.
Okay.
I think a
There's
handful
like a
of them.
level requirement.
There's also other eldritch invocations and other materials, so not just the PHP.
Well, yeah,
Xanathar's is a
I
great
was looking
example.
at a compiled list of all the
Okay.
handbook ones.
They also don't have to fit your theme because
Yeah.
it wasn't you. So it can
Sure.
just be weird stuff that you've gotten, like a Mega Man thing.
True.
So this is kind of the idea. So okay. So your wiggles sort of stop. You feel good about whatever will happen moving forward. What do you all want to do?
Pack up our stuff to get ready for Gil. Find a cart.
Find a cart to rent.
Okay.
Yes, I'll be working on the story while they do that.
Okay. So you're looking for like a covered wagon kind of situation?
Well, I mean, we
It can even be an
cover it
open
here.
back.
We can cover it with a tarp or something, so it's
Okay. Well, it's either a trailer or a wagon.
probably whichever's cheaper.
Okay, so you don't give a shit. Okay.
I think we're a little
That's fine. I have no idea if it's
tough
gonna rain or
on
not.
money right now.
Okay. Okay. So to rent a trailer will be, let's call it a 10 gold with a 5 gold deposit.
All right, so 5 gold now, 5 later.
5 gold.
Now
It's 15 gold up front. They give you 5 back.
Oh, okay. That makes
Kind of like a U-Haul.
Well, I don't know how much money I have. It's not great over here. And the Hags of Isaac.
How many golds do you have?
Oh, wow, I have way more than I thought I had.
I've got a good.
Fucking
way
rich
more than I
people.
I've got a
thought.
fair
Yeah,
amount of gold.
Fuck.
A fair amount.
I have
fair
3.
amount.
I got 6 platies. I didn't know I had 6 platies.
And
I hate rich
also
people.
this.
Do you pull that out?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm not telling anyone how much money I have unless Isaac said he needs money.
Well, here's 5 gold.
How much? You don't have 5 gold.
Oh, no, I have 5 gold.
Oh, okay.
I think that's 5 gold.
Okay. So we have 5 gold, 5 gold, 5 gold. Just someone remind me that you get 5 gold when you return if the wagon is returned.
Wait, are all of us throwing in 5?
Yeah.
Well, 3 of you.
3 of us.
Or
Oh,
however you want to
okay.
break up 15. I don't care.
Yeah,
I
because
have
he's working on
3
the
gold
story.
to my name.
Maybe Soren shouldn't be pushing the bill on this one.
It's got Obi
Can I get change?
What do you need?
5.
Take it out of there. Use your tiny little fingies. You did it. Okay, so that's paid for. We'll say it also comes with a single. What's your favorite beast of burden, guys? Just one horse?
Horse. It'll be slower if we get it like a mule.
Horse.
Got to be boring.
Okay, it's a horse. An old horse.
We've got like a moose.
Named Old Jim.
A moose? You think they have moose available?
No, I'm not from here.
Roll D100.
Is he?
We'll see if he's got a moose.
Okay, is this a D10 and a what?
There's another one.
Moose.
Cowards buy a real D100.
Wait, those are D12s. I'm stupid. Here's the D10. Yeah, we're good. It's fine. 70.
No moose.
What was the DC on moose?
100.
I thought it was
You know,
100.
we do have a moose. He's Canadian now. Yeah, actually did.
It comes
find
with a
moose.
jar of maple syrup.
You know, they don't
It's
they don't come
sweet.
down this south, but for 300 miles north, they're like, yeah, wandered in yesterday. No, there's no moose.
Tried.
Basically, they have like big cows, like a mule type thing, a horse, and I mean they do well. They do have wargs.
Puppy.
What's
It would take animal hand. Anyone got animal
That's
handling?
a big wolf.
Big wolf boy.
like a dire wolf?
Yeah.
Kind of. But they're like feral.
Yeah.
They usually have like
Fenrir.
big fucking
Think
tusks.
Fenrir. Think Fenrir. Fenrir is one of them. Man,
From
mythology? The wolf?
I
Big
he
think
was also
wolf.
in Thor Ragnarok. That's probably a reference I would get.
I think that was called Fenris,
Close.
Well,
but same thing.
yeah, big old wolf.
Big old wolf.
Okay, so a horse.
Hor- Yeah, horse.
Okay.
The fact
horse,
that
a horse, a
you
horse.
accepted a horse when there's a warg sitting there is amazing to me.
Wait, me?
Yeah, Isabella for sure. Like
Maybe-
Wait,
It'd be tougher. I mean,
a
it
warg
will add
versus a
complications,
horse.
but
bro, if we get attacked,
it
though.
could straight up fuck something up though.
Yeah, wait, no, actually,
much
I'm
more
kind of
is
leaning
it?
on Team
Not
Ward.
more.
Same price.
It's the same price,
What
Um,
are the risks associated with taking this large beast?
I'm
but
not
well, I
good
guess
at
this is how I
scale.
talk. So, not getting your deposit back, being charged for the beast itself, and if it inflicts any physical harm upon you, well, we're not liable.
Will it attack us easily?
It's totally possible if you're not a qualified warg handler. Yeah.
I'm not very good at handling animals.
Yeah, if you're asking about the warg and the safety of it, it's probably safe to assume it's not safe. But
Good point.
I'm gonna be honest, I need the money, so it's totally fine with me if you want to take the warg. Not a lot of people choose them.
I cannot handle animals. I am not an animal
I
person.
have
Well, we got old Jim, and that's that horse. He's just a big,
a
skinny
plus
horse.
one.
He'll do fine. We got warg,
What's your animal?
and we got
handling?
mule.
Yeah. How in the war did you have to deal with?
That's very neutral.
Yeah, well, one's probably our highest then.
I think it would be a bad idea to take a creature that could eat us. I do not think Jim will eat us.
We
Is
already
Jim the
have-
horse?
Jim's the horse.
A creature that
Or-
what he does.
Hear me
Eat you.
out. Let it go in the city.
We just let.
What?
What? Just kidding.
Wait, what?
Why would you?
Kidding.
Wait.
I meant at host, guys. Come on.
God, yeah. I thought for some reason you got
distraction.
excited about letting a large,
No,
dangerous
no,
animal
no.
loose in the city.
I love the idea of like,
And then we
The
killed it and
D&D
saved the
adventurer.
day.
who's just like a farmer whose dog got away. Just like, come here, Jim. Come on, Mom. I don't want to do it too loud. Anyway, so you get old Jim, you get your cart, you get everything you need packed up on it. You got as many supplies as you want, unless you want to grab some stuff now.
I think I'm alright. We probably need some rations and maybe some other stuff I don't know. Probably don't need that many rations. I think I have 4. I think I have 4. 4's okay, right?
I have
One a
my,
day.
my meat.
Perfect. I'm good.
Okay, so if you got everything that you need,
I do have one idea.
Yes.
Do you still have that bottle with the shade in it?
Mhm.
We could lock that in the box.
Oh, shit.
It would be black and relatively
I'd have
fluid.
to let the shadow out, and that's if the box can contain a shadow.
oh, it can.
You could shatter the bottle inside.
Throw it inside. Shut the.
Is
lids.
the bottle a regular shattery bottle?
It is. You can
Yeah,
actually just
that's what
throw it.
it's
I like this idea.
It's not a bad idea. But
Would it
then-
take
Close it in the box and then do something to the box to shatter it?
Yeah, just jostle the box. With
Yes! Let us do this!
The entire this side of the table lit up.
Such a good fucking idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'll do
take
something
out.
else with this
I'm
story.
gonna
It
take
was-
out
It was good, but I
I'm
like
gonna take
this.
out the jar, and then
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, you
Throw
don't
the
have to
thing and
break
throw it
it.
in
You
there.
could just, and it starts to spill out.
yeah, I'm gonna do that and then lock it in there.
Yeah, it spills out like a black.
That way, there's no evidence of the glass.
Better idea.
It spills out like a black fluid that. It almost feels like it. It's not liquid. Have you ever seen Yeah, like
Is it like liquid nitrogen when you pour
sort
it
of
out?
like
And it's
liquid
kinda
nitrogen, where it has a lot
gassy?
of weight to it, and then like
Yeah.
and as it spills out, there's like it's almost like that laminal flow where it just doesn't like
It pours like a liquid, but it doesn't
it
fall
doesn't
like
feel like a liquid,
Yeah.
and as it does and it hits it in the bottom, and then you shut it and close it.
Well, I was thinking, you leave it on the outskirts of the town, put a note on it, and then we just leave.
She was gonna give you rewards, and she asked for stuff.
Yes,
How
but if
about-
he finds it's fake.
Well, change of story. Now we don't have to say that it got out or anything.
We just
We
say we found
acquired
it like
it
this.
the way it
This is how it
was.
was.
Genuine
Yeah.
ignorance.
This is how we got it. It was stolen.
Let me
from
just
us.
say, this made everything way easier. You can have this. This is your
Oh.
DM inspo. That's a really good idea. I didn't even think about that. Great job.
We literally
This will make it a lot easier to lie,
found the box that way.
unless he consumes it in front of you or tries to.
Which I
But nonetheless,
But then it'll get attacked by a shadow, and then we could go whoop.
or you could help.
Oh,
Yeah.
we saved
or
him.
we can
We
save
saved
him
him.
from the shadow.
This is how we found it, of course.
Of course, yes.
This is a very smart idea.
Okay.
Okay, good.
I'm going to sleep really well tonight.
I'm not.
Okay, so you have your shadow box locked, shut, loaded on. You have all the stuff, and you have old Jim, and you're headed off
Yeah.
north.
The next morning.
In the next morning, so
Yeah.
you spend this night. Oh, so you can get extended rest.
Oh yeah.
How do you plan?
Smart. So everyone gets a full rest. You get to roll
Get to
temporary hit points.
roll. It's only
hit
one,
dice for
right?
your proficiency, right?
A number of hit die equal to your proficiency.
Okay,
no
so
multipliers.
And it's just the
2D.
flat dice
Yeah,
roll.
no constitution, nothing. Just your hit dice.
I'm gonna
Mine
do-
doesn't.
Hell yeah, I rolled really good.
Going to get 2 1s. Oh, they just stacked on top of each other instead. Close enough. I got the 1 and the 3.
12, baby.
12? Is that max?
No,
Oh yeah, you rolled d8s.
nowhere near.
What do you mean nowhere near? Did you roll d8s?
Yeah,
Like
that's a
two.
5 and a 7.
Well, that's almost. It's full. Above average.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
What?
I rolled d6s instead of d8s. sorry.
4.
Don't worry, I
Me
got fucked
too.
last
Can we
time and I
reroll
only had
ones on
like
these?
4.
No.
Fuck.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's a scam.
Makes sense that I would feel really invigorated after.
There you go.
This kind of tracks.
What'd you get? I'm just interested.
Yeah, you're
10?
going through fucking
10?
withdrawals.
Okay.
An 8 and a 2.
So, bright and early the next morning, you start heading towards Host, locking the doors of 8-4 Bay Ridge behind you. You start to head off into the day. We have time for a little bit. We can probably get there. I want to get there.
I'm gonna pee real quick.
I sent you a
Pee-pee.
text.
Okay.
Now we don't even have to technically lie. We should be like, we found it. You just don't tell the whole truth.
All the details
Okay, that's what I thought.
This is what we found.
Yeah. We bought it from the Gloomburger
We brought it.
after it got stolen by rats.
We don't know what the rats did with it.
The Noble Plains. So you step out, or you ride out into the forested area beyond Ebon Falls, going through the gate, passing past the guards, and getting past what is effectively the suburbs, or I guess the semi-rural, outside the gates kind of living of the different ranching houses and basically the breadbasket of the city where a lot of people have fields and stuff. You've gone through this before. Is there anything you guys want to do during the first bit of travel here today while Hannah's peeing?
This is a covered wagon, right?
No,
No.
you guys got the cheapest version.
But-
So
I have my little
today it's nice.
rock, or what? Not rock.
I would have gotten like a tarp or something to.
covered.
cover
Just
the
box.
box.
just cover it flat. That's fine.
Yeah.
You have something to do.
I'm going to take my little bottle and like hold it up in the sunlight and stuff and like I
That's
can
the
figure out what the
best.
fuck it is.
Roll investigation.
It's like a fidget spinner.
Investigation? Oh, I'm good at that. 16.
Hold up to the light. And it might be... You're pretty sure it's made of metal. Tin, maybe?
Is there like no stopper or lid?
There's a stopper. It's a cork that's flush to the top that you try to dig your finger in and you can't.
Oh, you need a wine opener.
Did we find something while I was being?
No, it's her
Oh,
little
yeah,
bottle
yeah.
she pulled up. While that's happening. Anybody else want to do anything?
I'm going to just like throw my poncho over my face to block out the sun and try to see because I feel like shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. As you lay back and you just throw the poncho, and so poncho's thrown over, and then the wind from the passerby has just blown his shirt up and has just like skinny, like it's like skinny once upon a time, but has been able to take some time off and is starting to get away from himself a little bit.
Dad bod.
But he's very, very, very pale. In those areas. Is there anything else that they see upon your, just like this section right here? Just as you like try to sleep and the air feels good on you. It feels like it's cooling you off. But it also at sometimes is too cold. But right now it feels good. The air. I'm going back to my experience with you and your goddamn push pop.
Wait, what? What is this about?
Oh, you know.
Too high?
Your push pop.
Oh. Sorry about that.
The hot cold sweat.
I have apologized.
So stop apologizing for it.
Nothing
It's
I
unnecessary at this
Yeah,
point.
we're just never letting you live it down.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all.
fine.
Very hilarious though. So
That might be the worst thing I've ever done to anyone. On purpose or accident.
wow, that's not bad.
No, I'm incompetent, but I'm
You've
not
given
evil.
everyone.
You made us
all
uncomfortable
three of
for
us.
25 minutes.
Yeah.
You've given all three of us probably some of the worst drug experiences. we've
Coming for
had.
ya.
So, Randy, you're next.
Let's make it spicy. Let's do shrooms.
Anyway, so
In Ann Arbor. In Ann Arbor.
but also while playing D&D.
Oh, shrooms while playing D&D would be too fucking much.
What
It'd
was-
be too real. No, seriously, it would be too fucking
That's
real.
what I'm saying.
That would be cool.
That's what I'm saying.
No. It's funny to be like, oh, goo monsters and stuff, but then, like, yeah, if you're on mushrooms, you'd be like, oh, fuck, it's a fucking goo monster! Like, it would be
Okay,
too real.
we'll all be professional microdosers until we can achieve shroom nirvana at the table together. We'll do it off stream though. We'll perfect the craft. Be back for campaign 3.
That would be a wild one.
Campaign 3. We're just on shrooms. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Campaign 3, we're gonna fly all the way to Colorado for it, because I think it's legal in, like, Denver?
You can go to Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Criminalized in Ann Arbor.
Oh, is it?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go.
So, anyway. As you guys are headed in that direction, you hear... Well, first you see... kind of halfway between here and what you would consider your next waypoint, which would be the Summervane farm.
We're gonna go a little.
You can totally avoid that if you'd like.
Yep.
That's fine. But sort of at that halfway mark, so maybe a quarter of the way through this first bit of the journey, you see a large plume of black smoke rising in the distance. Like, not like crazy big, but like a tire fire. Like someone burned 3 or 4 tires. Or something. You see this black, thick pillar, and it's just sort of around the bend here.
Near the farm?
No, way before the farm. I'm just saying, like,
okay.
halfway between there and the farm. So, you passed by this before. It was just a sort of a fenced area, and you kind of remember what's coming up, and you continue to travel for a bit. I mean, Is there anything you want to do to it? It just looks like a fire on the side of the road. Doesn't seem like anything. You're not superheroes. You're not firemen. It's coming from behind a fence, and as you come around this basically like patch of trees that sort of blocks your vision, the fence starts again, and it's sort of like this patch of trees exists, and then there's a field that maybe goes around it, and then there's a fence on the other side. There's a person standing next to that fence in front of the flames, picking at a banjo, a soft tune, a gun holster in the banjo itself, like on the side of the banjo, a big silver 6-shooter just shoved up there, clipped onto it, and he just picks over top of it. You see a small, sort of military-style cap, like a blue one, has a little flat top on it, a little short bill. It's got small glasses. Think like John Lennon, like thin, small glasses that sort of wrap around his ears, little brassy things that have like these tight, dark, shaded glasses, and eyebrows, one with a cut in it, and then a small, like, pencil-y mustache that isn't super well kept. A little bit of like scruff underneath. Probably hasn't seen a shave in a few days. Wearing a blue vest, slacks, road shoes, and has just a duffel bag over his arm. And then just says, "Folks." Just picks and doesn't really pay attention to you much. Is smoking some sort of like small hand-rolled thing and sort of blows it outside.
This guy was next to the thing that was
There's
burning?
in fact, when you look, yeah, he's against a fence, like with his right leg, like sort of cocked up on it. I can't really know anything.
Yeah.
And he's leaning into it, picking, and then behind him, as you sort of keep moving, and he's not directly in front of it anymore, there are a pile of about 6 human bodies that are just on fire and.
I'm just gonna act like this is normal.
What's with the fire? I'll kind of
Are we
side eye
stopping?
towards the.
Yeah, you can stop for a second. Oh, that? Oh, you gotta burn your bodies.
What happened?
Turn into ghosts.
Oh yes,
Yeah, don't forget to burn your bodies.
of course.
Did-
What happened to these people?
Oh, a series of bad life choices, I assume. Probably some, I don't know, bad home lives. Maybe some lack of education in ways. And, well, it seems that these boys turned to a life of crime and tried to steal from a postal worker, and that postal worker had a gun.
You are the postal worker?
Slings it behind him. Yeah, Brennicado.
Oh, ink on skin. Nice to meet you.
Walk up. Hey, folks,
Isaac?
nice to meet you. Brennicado. You okay there, buddy? As he walks over and sees you just sort of flopping.
Just tired.
Okay, well. All right. Anyway, yeah, Welsh Rose, there's folks about trying to, well, not anymore, but there's 6 fewer. But if you do happen upon them, don't let them become ghosts, please. Makes our job harder. He just walks back and grabs his banjo and starts to, like, tune it. And then he sort of bites at the corner of the thing, and it's like stopped being lit at this point, and he sort of takes a match and lights it off the side of the thing and puffs on it, and he's looking at you guys. You one of those There you are. I don't want to. Look, I kill bandits. I'm not one. So I don't care about your valuables, but seen a few of you before.
What do you mean?
Where you from? He sort of runs out of it. You're from your doll.
Yes?
Yeah, I've seen you before.
How could you tell?
What do you mean? I've seen you before. I've seen. I don't know. You very close, but I mean, it's the way the light hits you.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, y'all from Mathenalos then?
No.
Oh, that's just where I've seen y'all before. So.
There's more like me in Mathenalos.
Yeah, in the capital.
Makes
I've
sense.
never met anyone else like me.
Oh. There's this place that you should check out then if you've never met anybody. If you ever make your way to the capital, it's called The Question. Y'all into parties?
Yes.
Just remember that. I don't want to tell you anything else. Just have a good time.
Alright?
What's the name of the capital
Thank
again?
you.
Mathenalos. M-Y Thenalos. T-H-E. However you remember it, really. It's on your map. Anyway, nice to see one of y'all out this way. Y'all. He looks at the way you're headed. Why y'all headed that way?
A delivery, actually, similar to yourself.
Oh, okay. Oh, alright.
Is there something wrong?
There's a lot of people heading out that way recently, so I just didn't know if.
Really? How
Lots
many?
of people.
I mean, more than you'd think. And now after it's a new postal code out there.
Or by
We
host.
just started serving it, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, host.
Are there more people like moving in?
I guess I haven't been there. I see people going that way. I just know it's part of our rotation now.
Have you spent do you just basically go there and drop stuff off, leave, or have you spent any time in host?
No, I haven't been there. I haven't.
Oh.
I just know it's part of our.
Gotcha.
I think one of the girls went there recently, but. Anyway, enjoy your ride.
Have a
Don't
nice
forget to
day.
bring your bodies. Gets back to it and starts to open up a panel on his banjo, and he pulls out some sort of thing, and it looks like he's sprinkling some sort of dried leaf into a roll. Anyway. And you carry on?
I'm gonna watch my thing cook. Like watching paint dry.
Sits there, and what? It's a. I mean, you're looking into it. What is it? What does it look like? What is it sitting in? What is it? As you pick it up and look at it, and try to look at it in the sunlight, and other people will see this, so
Yeah. Right now it's in kind of like a see-through flask.
just a see-through flask. And
Nice.
what color is it? What's it look like? What's the fluid inside look like?
A little bit of red.
Okay.
Of course, we got some blood from the heart and everything. A little bit of tones of light pink.
Okay.
Some green.
Yeah, I'm imagining swirls of greenish yellow
Mm-hmm.
in there.
It's kind of more.
So it looks separated.
Yeah, it's kind of more like slime than it is liquid.
Okay. So it separates. It's pretty and also a little off-putting. We're avoiding the Summervale farm,
Mm-hmm.
taking a wide berth. You have to camp a night? Yeah, no. Wait, did you walk the first time?
We did walk the first time.
You don't need to camp. That's right.
We had a cart on the way
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Takes most of the day. But you started early, so you'll get there early evening. Unless there's anything else you'd like to do. The road doesn't wind much. You go past the fields, and there's this empty space for a while, especially as you avoid the Summer Vein Farm, which you can see off in the distance as you take the road more westerly, avoiding it, heading towards different ranches and different places out here where there is some sort of civilization, sometimes not going across roads, just going across grass. And then it starts to tighten up again. The forest starts to get more dense. The road starts to get funneled back into the main road that you avoided. And you can see as you get back towards the main road, the ground here is definitely used more. It was a little rough the first time you came out here, and it's only been like a week. But it seems like it's tamped down. There's lots of movement. And in the evening, as you approach, you can hear the sound of hammering nails into wood, dozens of them. You can see as you enter the town and start to get that view of the church as it rises over the horizon of the hill you have to go down into. You can see many people on new houses that are being built out on the side of the town as you sort of sit on the hill and head down, and you see kind of the whole town. Host has changed quickly.
It's unsettling.
There is now a garage with a single truck in it being worked on by a rotund orange tabaxi. There is the church itself that dominates the skyline. It is the tallest building here. And you can see a bunch of people starting to hoist something up the side of it. You can also see that in the town there have been some changes made, but as you get into the town, the church, there's maybe half a dozen people there, plus some workers that are like doing something else on the other side of the road, currently pulling and hoisting. And you pull in and you kind of have to stop a little bit as you get to that church area. The Reverend Gill's house to your right, the church to your left. And as you stop, there's an older man, years of sun on his skin. He's half elven ears, and he has these like little pock marks of like where the sun has burnt him and freckled him over the years, like on his scalp and stuff, as his hairline's receded pretty far. And he just holds his overalls and looks at it with a little flannel shirt underneath. He goes, "Beauty, ain't it?" Looking at the church, and the church is clean. You see there have been some landscaping things done, and it just looks more like an official church than it did before. It looked a little bit like a tiny town single room church, and it was that kind of. It seems that there's been some expansions. It seems wider. And then hoisting to the top, upon the steeple, is a glass orb that sits on like a metal tube in like a housing. And inside the orb is nothing at all. It just seems empty. Just an empty glass sphere. You continue into town, past the church.
Mm-hmm.
While we're going through the town,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna open it up,
Uh-huh.
syringe, close it back, and just put it in my bag.
Okay, so now you have a syringe filled with it and slid into your doctor's gear.
Because it'll still cure in the.
Yeah, for the most part.
That
So, yep.
empty glass orb.
Uh-huh.
Does that look about the same volume as the chest?
Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Net 20, so 24.
It is a little bigger.
Okay.
But not far. It's a little bigger though. Definitely there'd be space to roam. Anything else about the church as we move into town? I'm assuming towards the gem where you stayed last time?
No.
Okay. As you head down the main drag, you do notice the gem. It looks the same, but there are people around. Lots of people. In fact, the streets are a little bit, not congested, but definitely it's not as ghosty as it was last time. There's a couple dozen people on the street. And people inside the gem, as you sort of trot up to it and around the park, you can see people through the saloon doors and up on the balconies around the top, as if people are staying here. Also across the street, you see maybe the most improved thing is what just used to be called General Store is now Host General Merchandise and Grocery. And it is maybe a brand new building. It seems to be brick and white and clean, and it has double glass doors, and it has like brand new wooden porch with several accesses for loading and unloading and for people to walk up. And it seems that people are coming out with fresh produce, and there might be cool stuff in there, you don't know. But these are the quick at a glance things that you notice as you get in here and you stop. What do you want to do as you park the cart?
Well, we should get a room.
Are we sure they are staying here overnight?
Maybe we should find Reverend Gill right away.
I agree.
Well, do we want to wait until morning in case we have to flee? That gives us an entire day of being rested and not having to push ourselves.
We're already rested.
We're also here. He's going to know we're here. I'm sure he already knows.
Fair enough.
Also, from this point on, I don't think we should mention anything about any of the previous thing we have discussed about this. Clear?
Subtle, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, leaving the box unattended,
No?
you head into the gym together?
No.
Who's guarding the box?
I can stay with it. That's fine.
Okay.
Who wants to go find Reverend Gill?
I can go find him.
You're gonna go find Reverend Gill.
Yes. I think I am a better liar than... I mean, I am a better people person than both of you.
Do you not want to go alone? I'll go with it.
Could go 2 and 2.
Okay, so 2 and 2.
I guess.
So the two of you sit and watch the box. The smoky fluid in there has settled to the bottom. It doesn't move the crate or anything like that. But when it settles, it looks like a black inky blood.
Shadows like that are magical creatures, right?
Yeah, it's a creature.
Like if you were to do detect
If you,
magic,
you could probably have had this talk on the way. I guess all of you can make an Arcana check about this. I'd say the only one, I'd say you get advantage.
16.
I rolled a 1 on the dice.
17.
13.
13. Okay. You've definitely heard of them. Your understanding is that they're spirits that are disgruntled in some way. The two of you, they're definitely undead. There's an aspect of them, though, that isn't just like a disgruntled spirit, but there's something about a shadow specifically that is tied to a particularly grim demise, to have your spirit rendered to just a shadow, often means that there was some sort of betrayal or something. What was the
Darwin's singing the song to
Yeah.
his people. He's howling.
It sounded very betrayed.
So there you go. So, the two of you head to Reverend Gill's. Okay. You step
boy.
over past, and you walk up onto the wooden sort of porch as it creaks sort of like, underneath your feet. And you knock on the door. Be right there. As you hear the booted footsteps of Reverend Gill step towards the door, heavy-footed, stomping sort of across the wooden floor. And the door rattles as he opens it in.
Hello.
And that's where we'll end our session.
Oh.
I'm sure
We'll
this
see
will
how
be
that
fine.
conversation goes.
This will be good.
I have no idea. So.
It's fine. It's fine.
I have goo, more goo. My goo intake has increased.
Eventually, you're just gonna have goo like seeping out of all your joints.
You are
You're so
100.
full with goo.
Yet again, I have prepped far too much.
That's good.
That is good.
That's good.
So,
Well, we surprised you, so.
well, I didn't know. Yeah, I think you guys.
I surprised. We surprised ourselves. I think. I didn't think that was a.
And now you have what I think is maybe the absolute worst trinket I've ever handed out. I think that is maybe something that
bottle?
would drive me fucking insane.
The bottle.
I might lose my life over something like that.
The bottle you can't open.
It would be my Moby Dick. I would have to know. So frustrating. I don't even know what's in there. and it
This is the
frustrates
worst
me.
thing she
Can
could
a
ever
wish spell
experience.
open the bottle?
You can certainly try.
I would like to identify.
We need to go find the cursed
It's gonna
ring
be like
from the
a
last
fucking.
campaign.
It's just gonna be like a copper,
It's like a little glass shard.
It's just a fucking rock.
bruh.
Now
a
your rock
tinier
girl,
bottle
ah.
comes
It's
out
a
with its
cork
own
though.
thing stuck in
There's
it.
no way I can't like eventually.
That was
dig
my
the
instinct.
cork.
Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next Thursday with more of the good stuff. I'm very excited. That was a good one. What was that?
It's
You milking some cows?
You think udders are like this?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
milk
they're
them
definitely
They're
towards
like
dancing
this.
with you?
I don't think these are udders.
Yeah, that's milking something else.